I mean, this is a Vitality that were the faces of Counter-Strike this past year and a half. And sure, they took their stumble, they swallowed their pride at the major, but here they are in their home city where they want to get back to their winning ways. It's home soil, it's the team that kept French Counter-Strike on the map and then swallowed the spotlight whole. Paris, are you ready for a quarterfinal?
T-side start on Anubis, not the worst place to be here for Vitality despite their struggles. Bound to be an uphill battle come that second half. Team Spirit with a lot of utility. Slow and steady, but you can see where Vitality are ending just based on that mini-map. Spirit right now don't have the read. Great util from Spirit, but Vitality have to go.
They're coming right through. There's an opener. Flames the guy to get it going, and that will be a bomb plant for Vitality. Instantly, you're on the back foot if you're Team Spirit. Out of position, rotating in, a man down for this retake. Now, Donk's been hiding out here the whole damn time, but Flames has not taken his eyes off this position. Still, Donk finds the first. No follow-up yet for Vitality, as right now Spirit sweep the board. Finally, Rob's going to claw one back. Down here into Dark, Saiwu quelled, and that is one hell of a turnaround. Team Spirit from the back foot. Get a pistol to kickstart this quarterfinal.
Yeah, man down, no position, but Donk stays alive in the sight, and you see how worthwhile that is. 3 massive headshots in that post plant, put a Spirit pistol on the board. It's a nice idea for Vitality. And even though Spirit's util didn't do much to slow them down, that bomb plant will certainly speed us up. Force Spy going to come in here in the second. 2 AKs. That might catch you by surprise. It's going to leave Flames and Mezzi with no armor, but I say it's worth it. Quiet in anticipation.
Saiwu's going right through that. No respect paid to Zontix's smoke. And in comes the hit. Again, it was the opener for Vitality. So another retake being demanded of from Team Spirit. Donk leads the charge. He's got Tanier in alongside him. Trades go even this time around, but there's a follow-up from Shiro, and Mezzi's living on borrowed time. Again, Spirit pulling through a man down.
Oh man, these are impressive rounds for Spirit, right? It seems like Vitality had the perfect read there. Zontix anti-flash, and there is no flash. Saiwu just comes through the smoke. Full back turned, easy 5v4. Bomb makes its way in, but doesn't even go down here for Vitality.
And I think, you know, with how these first few rounds have gone, these are great kind of pressure alleviators for Team Spirit, right? You felt the moment they walked in to this arena just how hostile the environment was, right? The cheers for Vitality, I would say, outweighed by the boos for Team Spirit. You get a couple of rounds like that where you're on the back foot and you still find success, and that is just going to dial you in. So a chance now to dine on these pistols, a chance at a 3-0 lead for Team Spirit. You're never going to get them for free up against Vitality. These Deagles get a lot of ground out towards mid.
Careful.
Just can't jump the gun here. 3-on-3, Vitality is pretty split up as far as it goes. Mezzi lurking out towards this B-bomb site. Bomb floating around the water. You have these 2 players trying to roam and search. But you're not going to get any more of these freebies on smoke pushes.
Spirit getting curious in the mid-round. You push here with all 3 together. That leaves a lot of timings open, but timings that haven't been taken. Vitality getting grouped as well. Busy work, looking well timed, but Donk never far away. Looking over his shoulder still. 35 seconds as Vitality tried to split this bomb site.
Oh my goodness, that's a Mezzi Deeg. If ever I haven't seen one, he's caught Donk. Zontix now really feeling the pressure as they clamp down on him. And so a lot being asked of here, right, as Tania rounds the corner, he gets iced out.
I mean, they can't win the easy ones, put them in no armor pistols, suddenly it looks free. Excellent shots by Mezzi's Deagle. I love the way they isolate Zontix in heaven there. They got the spot off his jiggle and they 3-2-1, same time peak. On digging donk, not something you see often. And a massive pickup here for Vitality early, because for every round the Spirit get on this CT side, Vitality have to one-up it, and they have really struggled on this map. Donk, of course, armed and dangerous, no one else. Spirit with a bit of a lean. Vitality, they've got a bone to pick with Zontix. He's double naded the corner in A main, really trying to punish this A anchor. Going to pull back, perhaps, into the stack. Getting their ducks in a row now. 1 minute on the clock. Executes levied.
I mean, you just kind of think for Spirit fans watching around the world, the question isn't really around donk. It's around what version do you get of the other four, the rest of this team. And they will get put through their paces here.
Faked out.
Stack over towards B. But that bomb making its move now into main. Apex getting a lot of info from this position down in dark, but they've sacrificed quite a few players for this, so gotta get a move on the A side of the map. Being diligent in clearing everything, but the fake has worked wonders. They're a man down with a bomb plant. Vitality, they'll put Spirit on the clock.
Yeah, no kit as well. This could be a problem, but we got donk and Zontix armed coming in together in this CT side. Deep position for Robs, but giving up fights early is exactly what Spirit wants, so this has to be profitable. Great flash, no move off the back of it. Second one, Robs looks to activate, and we got players who made it past him. Another gun grabbed. It's getting messy in this 2v4.
Getting messy in this 2v4 because he's on for a tear, and there's the save. The Brit and the Frenchman side by side. And they'll safeguard Vitality there in a round that was getting massively out of hand.
Oh, that was scary indeed. A nice, aggressive post-plant move for Vitality. Almost let Spirit back in with a force buy of their own. Love to see the Spirit at least being sacrificial for donk, right? Coming around corners, letting him trade, putting that M4 to use. But Mezzi, these are incredible shots, all supported by Zaiwu in the site. Mezzi's had a lot of impact in these 2-1 rounds here for Team Vitality. Spirit have nothing but donk's Deagle. I think Vitality was shocked at how well that fake worked. All 5 players of Spirit pulled off to the wrong side of the map. Yet to see any threat in the water from Spirit in this game. Vitality getting full control. That's the first attempt. Denied. So has his captain's back.
Good thing he did. I think that would have been a very frustrating death for Apex.
They're side by side for a couple more years at least. Should be no world here. Flash comes through. But we got numbers for Vitality shredding through Team Spirit.
It's been a stat pad round for Zaiwu, really.
I love how cautious they are, right? Sure, they're waiting for the bomb. There is no hurry to finish this round for Vitality. Check the scoreboard, you see donk's alive. You know you've got to be careful. Bomb down. Flames, he can begin the hunt here.
Zaiwu's on for the ace. Not going to get it, but just a nice little warm-up round for the French start. And Zaiwu's getting 4. Vitality are very, very happy. Certainly want him with hot hands in this quarterfinal.
All right, we get a gun round now. Everything to play with for everyone. You have to see orbs in this map. Ops with a water flash, perhaps a reaction to aggression. Spirit won't come in with any. That's luckily enough, because Apex eats that flashbang.
Feels like a very important round for Vitality here, because you look at what Spirit get to bring into this buy round, and it's lacking a lot, right? They burn most of their util in the opening stages of the round, so you're not up against much here. This is one of these kind of linchpin rounds that can really shape up your T-side. And Spirit have got to try and do something with less. It is a heavy mid-stack getting employed right now. One man here kind of testing the waters, but Flames does not commit to it. That has at least kept all these eyeballs out towards middle. One man alone at B, but it's Donk.
More than a man at times. Aggression made. Spirit, this is well timed. They could have been left out of position entirely. Now Magic's moving in. Has freed up rotations. Donk hears them down in connector. The picture's building here for Team Spirit.
Oh, there's a lineup! Donk good for a double. So going to keep Spirit well and truly in the question. Swing out for Apex gets punished. That's two players facing him. No util here to cut off this sightline, and there's that Magic's flank arriving. Rob's just too far removed, really, down there towards water. Meant to deal with any players on rotation. He would have a world to play into this 1v4. And so Spirit went from being kind of out of the picture altogether to the perfect timed flank, the perfect timed double peek, and a double from Donk that was just on rails.
Yeah, you just feel like sometimes the game's meant to be for him, don't you? Flames, he coming in with a MAC-10 and two players and one little spray down for Donk. But nice aggressive move from Magix, who made a very important play in the mid-round when the whole map was quiet, put his life on the line to re-aggress middle. That freed up his whole team to reinforce the B-bomb site, and you could feel Apex was feeling desperate there, going for that swing, backside. Felt like he needed to do that with Mezzi if that was going to work for Vitality. Shallow grave here in round number 6. Warps out though. Oh, we won't wait forever. Aggression. Now we've been waiting for this water take here for Spirit, but Rops is holding on to it. Donk still denies a double. How does he do it? Spirit out of there. I have no idea how Donk picks them both up.
Well, Donk's really coming to his own across these last few rounds. This is where Vitality would have loved to have their point man getting involved. Zywoo on this AWP trying to force a fight, but it takes Flames to play for the trade. I mean, already Vitality just down to these two players, Mezzi and Flames, not together in this endeavor either. This is a round you might start weighing up if you even want to attempt.
Spirit aren't scared. Look at them go again, re-aggressing in middle. A dangerous move, but one that could catch good timings. Flames has just crossed by. As Tanir gets on the line, but Flames hits his headshot first.
Well, if they were playing the numbers game, that one kill, suddenly you're pretty interested in this.
They're boosting up and Donk doesn't know. He's going to flank stairs. His bomb is in the open.
That's what he needs to find the timing on. That's Donk's whole round. If he can catch Flames, stop the bomb, round's done, but Flames has gotten away from him. Whoa. Now Mezzi arrives from that boost. A site secured. Spirit are crossing their fingers, hoping that this backstab from Donk can provide the salvation. Can deal with this round before it becomes a problem. But a smoke in his way. Magic's on for the first. They've lost track of Mezzi, and amidst this, now Donk arrives on this wrap round. All round you've been waiting for Donk to play his hand. But Mezzi's pieced it together. Util gives up the aim of the game. Mezzi's got a bomb to play with. The last thing you expect from Donk is that he just sits. This is a play. You always think Bax his aim. And Donk uses that to his advantage.
Yeah, I think Mezzi's hoping he'll get a bit of a surge, won't he? He'll get a bit of a warning, but Donk just ice cold on that bomb, sticks it in a dangerous 1v1. You're right, Harry, that is the last guy you expect to do that. Look at how Donk opened this round. It should, whoa, what a transfer. It should never have got this close. Donk even heard them jumping around below the boost. I really thought that Spirit would have realized what Vitality were doing. Shocked to see him find that gap. But it's still not enough to win the round here for Team Vitality. Donk just doing it all. And that can't stop in this round. Vitality are approaching him. Head-on collision with 4 players.
Just looking for brute force here on this B hit. Ooh, great trade for Apex.
Oh,
sure.
no.
He has to play through his own Molotov. He ends up dying, and it looks a little bit foolish, but you uproot that one player in the bomb site, and that is going to let ZywOo get this bomb down.
Double nade.
Apex
Too late.
willing to give up his life for the good of the team, for the good of the round at play. And look at who you've left in this clutch. You couldn't think of 2 better Vitality players in this 2v2. It was this duo that at the rise of Vitality took the world by storm. Does Spirit have anything to play for here? Smoke lobbed in, smoke for the bomb, but ZywOo plays ahead. Big damage dealt on his Ontix. And so low on health, so low on time. He knows there's no playing for this, still goes down with the bomb. There's a round teed up for ZywOo and Rops to close.
And Messi just timing on that B hit, right? Like they lose 2 opening kills. It takes Tanir's double to do anything. For Apex, a high risk, high reward play here in the Molly. And I think the danger for Spirit was they waited too long to throw those HGs. I think they wanted to do them at the same time. And that's what let ZywOo get off the bomb site. If they just threw them, might have been able to clip him on his escape. A big round for Vitality keeps things even, trading back and forth now on the T side of Anubis. Put Spirit's money in a suboptimal position. This is still a really good start for Spirit to this game, but these last few rounds of the half decide everything on CT Anubis. Is it just those scraps, or can they actually take a convincing lead?
Time out there for Spirit. And I think, you know, in the groups, we actually saw Halley taking a pretty hands-off approach. Felt like he wasn't talking as much as usual in those timeouts, but now that we've hit the playoffs, now that there's so much on the line, certainly been more keen to get involved. Saw a lot of those chats back in the group stage games. It was Magic's doing a lot of the talking.
Vitality just doing it again.
Oh, you know, the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I like this line as well. Any jiggle, any info play here from a Spirit player is going to get punished from the high-low. Even Don can't get out of this corner. Molly to the front of Con. Will trap Donk in position. You want it, come get it.
At least disrupts the setup. Does well to stay alive, but they've got a lot of util bound for Donk's position. Doing everything they can to make him uncomfortable. Still, you put a lot of resources into trying to force this opening fight now.
Yeah, I don't think it's tempting for Vitality. They wanted a kill from it, and now they know they've thrown all these nades, shown all these presents, and so Spirit are likely having rotated into this bomb site. Spirit making the aggressive play and water at the same time. Tanir's going to get an early warning system, the Canary in the coal mine.
Oh, and that Canary's singing. You lose him out towards A, and the map feels like it goes dark all of a sudden. Might be feeling a pressure to make a bit of a move on this other side of the map. The Vitality is still coming towards the stack. Still destined to play through to it, and time low. A couple of kills for Spirit would make a world of difference. Still Vitality collect.
God, how do they win these rounds? It's so crazy late. They had 10 seconds coming through main there with Magic's in a Joker position beside Donk. Comes down to Robs late in the connector. It almost felt too late. The Vitality right on time with a 5th round, getting rid of a very threatening eco indeed. That was not meant to be an easy round. This one should be.
looking in towards the stack. Apex at the front, but he's showing time and time again, this util just doesn't phase him, doesn't scare him, plays right through it.
Shiro was even holding a nade for contact, but he got full flash there on that hit. So it doesn't go into the hands of Vitality. Who've been fine to cancel plans, move around the map, re-establish control later. They give up A main. They offer it to Team Spirit, 40 seconds, wondering if they take it. Spirit have had good stacks in this CT side. This is another one.
Apex getting deja vu on that one, right around the corner, but in comes Donk Steagle. Needed more than just the one. Vitality just plowing through these stacks now in back-to-back rounds.
Yeah, just a lot of faith in the calls here. Everyone committing, not pulling nades out, not running away, changing their mind. Just been running into multiple players on their screen and still getting out in clean enough rounds, all things considered. A necessary timeout for Team Spirit ahead of this gun round, because this will cost you 2 for 1. Absolutely need to get on the board now on the CT side of Anubis to ease some worries. Shiro's all making its first appearance.
I think as well, you know, you start to get in your head a little bit. I know that one there is only pistols, but as Vitality are going in to your bomb site stacks and they're kind of playing right into your hands, and you're not actually making the round super competitive, I think you do start to worry a little bit if you're Team Spirit. You can feel that you're losing the grip on this game. Now it is CT side, right? You would expect Vitality to come out looking a little better here, but you know that you've had great chances in these rounds if you're Team Spirit. You've got the play you were hoping for. Still time to make this a great CT half for Team Spirit, but it hinges on winning this one. If they don't, it's a runaway T side for Vitality.
Zontix has, for the most part, departed A main in the last 5 rounds. It's free control for Vitality, they'll take it. An important piece of the map, but one that if you lose for free and lose your life with it, you can't just get steamrolled out of rounds here on Anubis. So Zontix calls for support. Magix moves in to near on his rotation. Trusting Donk and Shiro on that B bomb site feels like a safe bet here for Spirit. Vitality, a more announced mid-control round. This deep util should tell Spirit something, but they don't have any eyes on this position. Somewhat calling the bluff right now. Zontix jiggling with nades. So will it just be an execute with this late lurk from Flames? Long time wasted on this B site and not much time left to waste. 30 seconds and you're throwing a main smoke? Vitality, there is almost no room for error in this site hit.
They played a couple of rounds like this where everything is to go right. Thus far, it hasn't been a problem, but what if things now do start going wrong? Magic's dead, but there's layers to this defense, and it's layers that Vitality are struggling to break through, even as Flames arrives. He's got 15 to put on this bomb.
Put it down, but I don't think he believes it.
Donk and Shiro make their way over. You've got your fire starter and your round closer for Team Spirit. This has to be enough.
Connection for Shiro, and Spirit are still in this half. Whoa, breathing easy now. That is a massive sigh of relief. A very dangerous Vitality executes. But Team Spirit with a stack in the right place, and Vitality, I think they were hoping to really draw Spirit into middle with that amount of utility. They don't get anything from it. It's just one man faking. Vitality go through their own smoke. But Magix and Zontix hold the line. Too dangerous pass for Flames. Can't get out of that one. Spirit hanging on. Seeing this early B con nade to try and keep Donk honest, and finally connects in this final round of the half. Getting free damage onto Donk. Will not complain about that.
We've seen these heavier mid setups from Spirit before and how they like to use them, right? Kind of all players gun out, guns on at the start, but as that timer ticks down, that's where they're going to get curious. That's where they're going to try and play a little bit aggressive around this util.
I wonder if that missed smoke actually cancels the plan for Vitality. Flames was going in, he sees his missed smoke, he pulls back, and so as a result, this mid setup finds nothing for Spirit. He's going to hang on for a repeat, and I think he's going to get it. Magix is right here waiting. Magic surely knows it's too early in the round to make a flank happen. But he's still curious.
I think if your Magic's kind of eyeballing a 30-ish second mark, but going to take a swing out there.
Not bad.
40 left on the round, goes for the info, gets out with a kill and a boatload of damage onto Mezzi, so he's done his part in the round and then some.
Mid reclear leaves his site open for business. Vitality clocking in.
And as has often been the case, no respect on these smokes, on this util. They play right through it. Shiro, AWP on the line. Second shot comes up short, but the rifles now move in, and ZywOo has no support in this. He is fully alone. Messi's trying to get a move on, but with 10 seconds left, there is no winning this. Got to play through the smoke and hope that something goes right. Spam connects. Spirit, they'll split the difference on this half. It's packs of twos throughout, just chaining together 2 rounds wherever they can. A solid CT side on Anubis nonetheless.
Yeah, those last couple of rounds feels like one more kill for Vitality on the site here, and that's their round every single time, but Spirit do a really good job of stabilizing, calling mid re-clears at the right time. A lot of well-positioned rounds out of Magix, and donk started very strong in this game, giving Spirit that early lead. I won't say he's cooled off, more so been out of position for these last few rounds on these A hits. But Spirit are not going to be saying no to a 6-round CT side here on Anubis. This is where Vitality have had their troubles in this defensive half. 5 losses in a row on this map. Have not won it since May. Got to have known this would get punish picked against them.
Yeah, it's been their Achilles heel, right? It's been the one way that you're able to stagger the giants that are Vitality. And it's been these CT halves that have felt so problematic. Oh, a little ugly for ZywOo. Apex is not going to get a lot of respect out here towards mid. Flames even been heard. Here's them scaling out towards mid. Now it's Apex's turn. Rops gets 1. 4 players pushed up towards Temple, but they go back. And that's keeping a stack over towards B. Rops now uncovers the true intention on this round. He's got 4 guys coming his way. Isolated, put down, bomb plant for Team Spirit as they look for both pistols on Anubis.
Oh, Shiro, great shot here on Apex. That's going to make this impossible for Vitality. No position, no advantage, and bomb planted. Spirit with another pistol. So much confusion in that round. Pushing all the way through middle, going to Temple, pulling back into A through the smoke. Spirit getting wild. And Tanir's going to lock it down with a 3K here in this pistol. Vitality, that is worst case scenario, isn't it? You know, we remember this team all last year. When you look at their map win percentages, there was often nothing below 80, most on 100. So a team that wouldn't even lose games, wouldn't lose series. But now we've got just a bunch of pitfalls in their veto. Dust 2, which was such a formidable pick, now drying up. Anubis, of course, the Achilles heel, as you put it. And there were questions on Cash, but I think we got our answers yesterday. That's why Spirit banned it out. And in all these head-to-heads, we never really saw Spirit try this new map. Oh dear. Okay. Well, no better time like the present.
Still, you've just seen Spirit have a real tendency to get kind of weird and wild in these moments, right? You hear players down towards water, they instantly play for the space. And so they've got the A-bomb site. Util still to deny a retake in through main. And a decision to make for Vitality. If they get this B kill fast enough, gonna see them look very, very interested. Rob's hunting down this wayward Tanir. Oh, and Zontix needed that. Donk wins his.
Spirit are not scared, I'll say that about these rounds, right? Very aggressive, quick reaction, water control given up, and Spirit just charging to that empty site.
I mean, one of the things you saw at the height of this Vitality squad was it was just so frustrating to play them because, as you kind of said, from how the success was so deep across the map pool, they felt comfortable everywhere. But here, you know, this has been the thorn in their side, the problem for a long time. And so they don't have that same degree of comfortability. And so you see Spirit try and inject these very awkward rounds, these very weird rounds, and I think that's exactly what you need to do against Vitality here. They're already stood on shaky ground, and if you can make it even shakier, you feel all the better for it.
And just some punishing hits here through middle for Spirit, leaving options open. Playing kill feed Counter-Strike. Vitality, of course, off that force are yet to buy. They got one more eco. Spirit are going to get to run away with the start of this second half. Well, this is the exact round we saw go the other way back in that first. Still wouldn't expect it to. Just a Galil save for Robs and Zywoo Deagle. Apex with a bit of Kevlar. Camera smoke. This Magic sells middle. You know, Vitality really thought it was coming, but that mid clear, realizing they've been duped. Donk onto Apex. Magics can play late, so Robs again, eyes in the back of his head. The Spirit set up for this sight hit. They've changed their mind. And no better time to change your mind. They even throw Temple Smoke. This is going to keep Vitality rooted in this stack.
Oh, missed timing for Robs, and it couldn't get worse. Again, in Spirit, just trying to remain elusive, being very slippery. Donk, of course, wins his fight on the other end of the map, and so no hold from this solo B player.
Really liking what Magix is calling in this whole game, right? The CT side aggression was really, really nice. It's not, it wasn't just out of spawn, it wasn't just set plays. It was mid-round reading Vitality super well, and he's dodged stacks in this entire half as another round comes down for Spirit. I think he even saw Rops on that jiggle. That's why he went so intently towards him. Magic's putting on a show, and Donk is not missing a beat. I mean, it Flames he had a kit, but that's not a world we live in.
Terrorists win.
Here we go. If there's any hope left for Vitality on Anubis, it must start now.
They at least get to have everything they could possibly need. You got kits in play, full util, and an AWP for Zywoo. Haven't really had to talk about that Zywoo AWP all too much, right? Donned it a couple of times in the first half. Wasn't really a defining character with it. But here on the CT side, a bit of freedom to pick and choose his battles. Maybe that's what Zywoo needs. Because on this CT half of Anubis, there's always a time in the round where you have to be the guys initiating a play. You have to try and get the info. You have to try and figure out where Spirit are ending up, especially with how they've approached the early set of rounds on this T half.
Zontix just misclicked his molly. But Spirit, clearly the call is not to die in the first 30. They're playing extremely passive, letting Vitality feel some nerves. And Vitality smartly have held on to almost all of their utility, not thrown anything off of spawn, not expecting a rush. Now the pressure comes in here for Spirit at the minute mark. Smoke's traded on B. Mid-execute comes in. Apex playing for just info right now as Spirit get closer and closer to their objective.
He's got to be feeling nervous when he sees that camera smoke goes in. Knows they haven't had eyes on middle in this entire round, so around this corner could be any number of Team Spirit players. They come his way. That's a spot on 2.
Good luck, Zaiwu.
But this B site is starting to get very claustrophobic. Mezzi gets rid of 1. Zaiwu getting pinsted here. Orb chimes in with the first. Can't flick back in time. Defense falls to Mezzi, and he's not cut out for it. Shiro dead back in the spawn. And a 2v2 retake, but Flames is very wounded.
Yeah, that was a kill that would have won the round straight up. But now Vitality have a question to answer. Can they retake this site?
Zontic's AWP. Not something you get to see a whole lot. But he nails his shot, and Tania there to follow up. Team Spirit, double digits secured. They just keep racking them up.
What an incredible round for Tania as well. Kit takes that space right back as Zaiwu finds Donk. Set up perfectly with that triple kill, closes the round. That's the impact we wanted to see from Tania in this Team Spirit jersey. We saw glimmers of it in Rio the last time these two teams faced. It was a grand final where it felt like not one man could have made the difference. Vitality absolutely stomped Spirit out of the server. But throughout that tournament, Tania was dependable in these lurk positions. Able to find a lot of value in that gun round. And I mean, Vitality, what are you meant to do here? Timeout comes. Light investment. Zaiwu going all in. But it does feel like this map is slipping through your fingers. 6 rounds in a row for Team Spirit.
I think you've been seeing that from Tania just more and more, right? Like, less in his head, a bit more comfortable to make his plays, make his moves. I think when you join a squad like Team Spirit, you know there's a lot of eyeballs on you. Everyone's waiting for you to be the guy to make mistakes, for you to be the problem. And I think when he first joined this team, you wouldn't be wrong for saying he was, but the improvement's certainly been there.
I think there's a player where you had to see the jump in playing a different caliber of Counter-Strike. This guy was kind of, I don't want to call him brainless, but he was just running in first, getting sick entries, sick highlights, multi-kills. He wasn't having to play late rounds against the best teams in the world. And so a lot more demanded of him here in this Spirit jersey, but right now stepping up to the task. Shiro's Orb with an opening kill. Zaiwu felled first. Flamesy picks up that gun. He's going to get flash play here in middle. Timing is nice, but Magix jumps away. Careful, re-swing, dangerous, but Magix with ego extends the advantage here for Team Spirit. That gun in no man's land.
And it feels like Vitality have been playing this whole CT side on the back foot. They've been getting outmaneuvered, they've been getting outgunned, frequently losing the openers. That stretches your already diminished resources even thinner in this round. You take a gamble, wrong side of the map, nothing you can do about this.
Yeah, sometimes you've got to roll the dice, right, in these kind of situations. If it's not aggression, it's a gamble. And Magix calls the winning recipe right into this empty site. Vitality going to go look for guns for exits.
And look, I think you want to believe that like this isn't a thought process, but I think it has to be if you're Vitality. I think a part of you knew Anubis was going to come up. You knew it's going to be a punish pick for Spirit. And with that comes the idea that this was always standing a very good chance of being a long series. The idea that you'd have to do it in 3. I think the objective is here, just feel like you at least stayed dialed in, had some chances, had some opportunities. Don't go in to your map pick of Nuke, head in hands, feeling drained, feeling diminished.
Well, the one thing we know Vitality have been able to do very well, better than most, is reset, right, between maps, inside of a game, off of a timeout. And so, yeah, I'm not holding out much hope here for a comeback on this CT side, but Vitality on Nuke should and needs to be a very different looking team. We've had kind of no one show up in this map individually. Mezzi had a couple of great moments early on, but there's not really been a star here for Team Vitality.
You still wouldn't say no to Zaiwu having just one moment in the limelight, because again he brings out his AWP, yet to really find any impact with it. He's been in pretty supportive positions for the most part. flashes to try and bring the riflers into these gunfights. This time, teeing up 2 players main side. Bit of aggression out of spawn for Vitality.
Oh, just aggressive here, Apex, putting his life on the line in middle. Spirit ready to jump on this B site, and Magix is just absolutely fine to take these fights. All right, ZywOo, it's now or it's never.
Catches donk. Clash of the Stars. ZywOo gets him out of the round. Smoke dropped in to try and allow him a reposition. And Spirit now have a decision to make. Do they want to go in to that AWP with mid presence still a factor? You don't have to. Magic's keeping a porch light on, a back door open.
I think Vitality are realizing as well. Re-clearing the map is too quiet. Spirit stay grouped all together.
Seen Flames in a number of awkward fights around this mid window on the CT side. This time hoping a boost can give them a way in. Timing there for Mezzi, but not fast enough to deal with this mid player. Shiro's even beaten the timing on ZywOo.
Oh!
And so he gets out of there.
No
now
way.
Backstabbing these 2 players main side. They will at least get rid of Shiro. Still, the real task laid out in front of them. It's this A-side retake. And a world of uncertainty, because a lot of times passed since Spirit got those openers. They could be anywhere.
Magic's hiding backside, and they just use their nade, so they can't get him out of this position. There's no kit right now on Vitality. The clock is against them. Smoke goes heaven. ZywOo needs to hit this next shot, and so he shall. They're on the bomb, and ZywOo has that cover just in time. Vitality snip the wires and sneak back in on this CT side. Called upon ZywOo to do something in this game, and that triple kill has to ignite a comeback here. Because Spirit have so many chances to end Anubis.
Let's go, boys. No.
Let's see if a round like that, a high impact round. Look at him go. Gets his 1-3K of the map on this AWP and instantly trying to force fights.
Just lost Apex on B main push at the same time. Vitality coming in with some aggression.
Just think about how much more timid ZywOo's looked on this AWP. Aggressive to start this round, hanging around in main. Flash doesn't scare him. Maintains his line on this AWP. ZywOo lies in wait, and right round the corner, Zontix not gonna get past him, but they will secure that opening on a Robs.
That's donk, baby. Unforgiving as the entry comes in. I don't think Vitality expects Spirit just to recommit here on this site here, but they look very tempted, don't they? Flames in lacrosse, but smoked off. That nade could find donk. Just falls short. 4 health the difference, and will that make the difference as Spirit come in?
Flames certainly feeling pressure because ZywOo's trapped behind this smoke in the camera. Flash in, he plays right through.
Across.
ZywOo's gone. Won't have a chance to play here. It's got to be Flames or it's bust. There's 2 from him. Scared about middle, but Mezzi confirms it's clear. Don't have to look over your shoulder anymore. Just got to fight these 2 in front of you. All in that sight. But Magix does not feel safe to plant, not yet, not with Flames running amok in the heavens, and this smoke puts you on a timer. That now fades. Angles open to Flames, swings out, Mezzi, a clutch demanded. Knows the whereabouts of this last man. Can Tanir find map point for Spirit? Calls the bluff on this bomb plant. Molly makes him hot under the collar. And there's Mezzi with the swing. A touch of class. Nerves hold in the 1v1. And back-to-back rounds for Vitality.
Oh, it's such a scary round the whole time in that 2v2. Both teams are looking over their shoulders, checking their flanks, not trusting any information. It's too quiet. But Mezzi stays extremely calm. Lets Tanir get into that bomb site, does not let him get out. Spirit's final timeout, because they know a gut punch of back-to-back rounds of Vitality can ignite this comeback. The team that never gave up last year. It is certainly not feeling impossible. just extremely difficult.
Look, when you cover Vitality, you're no stranger. They're constantly moving the goalposts, right? And what started as, look, let's not go down without a fight, now becomes they can actually win this. They're on the tougher half, but it hasn't thrown them thus far. And as you build a bit of confidence up, you start actually working your way through some of these rounds, denying these bomb plants, successful in these retakes.
Yeah, this is
you start to believe.
They can put Spirit on pistols with one more round win. Suddenly this game is almost even. I think one problem for Vitality has been Rops. 6 and 12. Dinked donk in main, still lost the fight. He's had some trouble in his position. Spirit don't look scared of these A executes, so could be more pressure coming Rops' way.
And I think so much of how Rops kind of envisions the game hinges on everyone else finding their success, right? He's like at his most effective on some of these lurks, some of these extremity pieces. Yeah, when his teammates hold their own on the other end of the map. And because it has felt a little bit touch and go at times, I think Rops has looked pretty vulnerable in this one.
If you're winning, Rops will make you win harder.
Yeah. And so sure, hasn't been a solution, but as Vitality regain a bit of control over the game, I don't think we've seen the last of Rops in this map.
Spirit can relieve any tension by just winning this round. It will put Vitality in a tough spot. It would lock in over time. But without it, suddenly the entire story changes.
I think the problem for Spirit is you certainly had Vitality on the ropes. You had them doubting a lot of their moves. They were making misreads, missed gambles, mistimed plays for info. But that's kind of started to change now, hasn't it? And so suddenly perfection being demanded of this Team Spirit squad, as is often the case when you play Vitality. And this is a team that like to inject chaos. I think that is what makes the donk versus ZywOo head-to-head so interesting. ZywOo kind of the perfect Counter-Strike player, the guy with phenomenal reads, always seems to make the right move. Donk the kind of guy who knows what the right move is, but he would rather go for the least expected, the least anticipated, like a push through the molly looking for an opener. He won't get it though. 1-for-1 trade, and now into the ZywOo AWP. Can he do any more? He has support arrive in the form of Apex. Right now trying to play for time. And as ZywOo just buys you more and more seconds, more and more players arrive to deal with this A-hit. This make or break round for Spirit goes nowhere unless Shiro, with 10 seconds left. But that ain't happening anytime soon.
Oh, ZywOo's hungry for more, is he? Careful, don't put the AWP on the line here. Shiro could go for a risky punish. They're gonna run in knife out, careful! ZywOo! A massive no-scope bails them both out.
Shiro's got $50.
Oh dear.
ZywOo's put him in debt. And this game continues to close up.
That is a high-risk play. That was almost Vitality breaking themselves, bankrupting that entire CT comeback, but here we go now. Looking to level out. Team Spirit with nothing to play with. And a lot of A hits here in this T side. Doesn't look like it's going to slow down now. And so they say, let's try Rops one more time. They've got a bone to pick with him. Block comes in, well timed. And the second player, Vitality get a position. Execute from Spirit, but only too strong here.
Rops and Flames hold the line. ZywOo, rare swing and a miss. Certainly come online with this AWP. But it has allowed Team Spirit in with the bomb.
Not bad. Take a plant.
Bomb has been planted.
That smoke, not as much of a problem as usual. There's 2 nades to try and blow this open. Tania hoping to take the space back, and he's got Shiro here alongside him. They want to stop this spillover through the smoke. Line up there. ZywOo says no. Brings it down to a clutch. Brings it down to the 1v1. And in Paris, it's ZywOo to try and keep the good times rolling in for Vitality. 1 round away. away from tying this up. Spirit thought they had it in the bag. But you can't get ahead of yourselves when you play versus this squad.
I mean, that was so hairy. That was so sweaty. That was a Glock on Magix in that round. Spirit had no business putting themselves in a winning position, almost stealing it away, but almost don't count against Team Vitality. Can Spirit close on this 11-6 lead? Or is this really happening? What a reassuring return to form for ZywOo, and he is not done here in this quarterfinal. Life on the line in pursuit of a man advantage. Flames, he'll get that fight. He saw the leg, easy kill. Those fights are Magic's once won, no longer. And even with the missed shot, Vitality don't get punished. They get to get out of there.
Even just the type of plays that the Vitality are making, you know, they weren't doing this rounds ago. They were a lot more fearful, a lot more timid. You can see how that confidence has started to surge. Ooh. Opener now for donk, who has been getting bested in a lot of these entry attempts as of late.
Careful.
That's got to reignite some faith. Advantage taken, two low players here, and Apex caught with nades out. Flames, backstab gets denied.
Tanir and donk, this terrifying twosome, have dragged Spirit back on the board for one more round. ZywOo, you don't have the money to go for this one. You may be rich, your team are certainly not. Tanir's double entry, him and donk have been the fire starters on this T side, winning out Spirit's most important gun rounds, forcing a 12. ZywOo, I know you're considering it, but this is a high-risk play.
Spirit hear the booing. And
Tanir's not biting.
I think that's a save. ZywOo's still hanging around, but time too far gone, and Tanir close by, main side. No chance for ZywOo.
Yeah, it's the right play. I mean, it's such an unlikely round win here in that 1v4. You need the money. Play for your team. ZywOo can drop a couple of rifles over. And the promise of overtime here for Vitality, as they need just 2 rounds to get there. Nice to see Spirit go back to that B side though, right? And all of this comeback for Vitality, it's all just been A hits. It's been mid splits, it's been A main, they've been finding those entries, but still not enough.
And I think if you're Vitality, if you're Apex, this poses a massive problem, right? A was the clear object of their desire. It was where you felt like you were fumbling around, but that A defense came together beautifully. Now you feel like a hole has opened up on the other side of the map. And the question you're kind of contesting with now, you know, you've got a broken buy. ZywOo was the only guy with money. He's dropped over what he can. The problem is, do they stick to their guns, go back to these A plays, or do you get dealt another B hit?
I wouldn't be surprised to see Vitality try and do some fighting in the water, not necessarily a rush out the window, but just something towards Con, because that's where donk found his entry.
Just up against 12, doesn't that feel terrifying?
I mean, you've got to make risks. Can't make an omelette. Too strong at B. Apex and Mezzi. ZywOo's orb boosted up and over that A main smoke, but it's Spirit who don't respect the mid utility this time. They just go storming right through. 4 players in. They're still going into ZywOo. Flames can buy a few seconds here, but ZywOo patiently waits for that molly to fade. Which side does he prioritize? Zontic's legged and he can't finish the kill. Zontic runs away and so does Spirit into the site.
You know you've hit the timing, you know you've found the window. Spirit looking to end this one here and now. Zontic's very, very late, will get cleaned up. Spotted earlier on, and so it's handed off to Tanir and Magix, but these have been, outside of donk, your 2 heavy hitters. Tanir's had some massive impact here for Team Spirit. So a guy that was brandished a problem now is to try and see them through another impossible round. We've got spots on 2 of the 4 players here. An idea as to where this is coming from. Tanir! Magic happening, doesn't know about Mezzi as the last man. And so a 1-round game as Mezzi adds another clutch to the tally. He has had numerous 1v1s, numerous key clutches. Mezzi, the backbone of Vitality on Anubis.
That bomb came down to less than a second as well, so could have really stifled some cheers in the building. Comes down to Tanir not knowing he's on a heater, hitting every single headshot, and it's Mezzi Calm again who pulls up with a clutch here for Team Vitality. It's a frustrating game, no doubt about that, but they can restart the clock here and now. Shiro Ops not for an AWP. Zaiwu chooses to put his to use. Aggression on this B side. Tanir has a gap on this cross. Double nades on his position. Vitality coming to punish. They've sent it as well. Tanir doesn't know. They are right beside him.
You'd love to get rid of Tanir.
Oh,
He's had a lot of influence in this game, and it's not done yet!
How does he do it?
That's Tanir up against the full might of Vitality. They've got every advantage. They've got the drop on him, or so you think. Tanir turns what was meant to be the overtime deciding kill into maybe the map-winning double. Because now the resources are stretched thin, the whole map is dark, Vitality no closer to knowing where this one ends up.
Vitality are left to the big three, but they're all split. 1-1-1. Each player tasked with something massive. Flames alone in the open, no nades to stop this, and if Zaiwu hangs around in middle, he will be left out of the play with an AWP. Spirit are getting closer and closer to taking their map pick here on Anubis.
They're going to lean into a gamble. They bring Zaiwu over. Damaged as soon as he turns his head out through the temple. Zaiwu not cut out for it, and now you've got a very quiet Rops throwing into a 1-on-3. Have not had to say his name all too much in this opening map. Spirit knocking on the door of a win at the start of this quarterfinal, a recovery from the Vitality comeback. And a shaky Rops plays it forward, plays it in, there's the first. One man unaccounted for, and that's all it takes. Team Spirit breathe a little easier. They stave off that comeback. Anubis goes their way, and a map up to start this quarterfinal with Tanir, the guy, firing on all cylinders.
9 months since Team Spirit were able to take a map off of Team Vitality. 9 months since November, back on dust, and they've done it again in style. It wasn't just a win, it was a win when Vitality leveled up 83. This is a quarterfinal for crying out loud, and Spirit are showing up. Team Vitality, put up or shut up.
Yeah, this is where, you're meant to turn it all around. This is where Vitality is supposed to hit back even harder after nearly taking down Team Spirit on the punish pick of Anubis. But will it go that way? Vitality on one side, Spirit on the other, as they try and fight for a spot in the semis. And we might have something pacey right out of the gate. Because Vitality waiting back in the lobby, the smoke down, they're getting ready to go. Molly comes in, and that should signal the push. In they go. Vitality with an opener, space getting taken, A-site starting to crumble. Lack of reps here for Spirit, and a clean sweep in the pistol out of Vitality.
Oh, brutal hits.
They didn't win a single pistol round back on Anubis, so starting Nuke off on far better ground.
Nice patient play for Vitality there. Let Spirit kind of show their position, spam the smoke, use their utility, and then just a quick explosive hit here in this pistol. Tanir's shotgun comes out. What a game for Tanir we just got to witness back on Anubis. Not every day shows up like that. I think at times single-handedly won the rounds late in that T side. Good gun for the job.
Yeah, I like the purchase from Tanir.
Especially down in the depths below. I mean, Spirit are believing in this round. Zontix has a kit. Looking to long it out. Vitality standard second round, outside control with smokes. Looking to play the range. Donk happy to meet them there, but no spots over this smoke. It could get bloody down on B.
Yeah, you're starting to get a little bit worried, right? The presence of this Tanir auto shotty.
No Kevlar, so Mac 10 should rip him to shreds if he doesn't get insta one shot.
Zontic's nade ready to help him out though, so even a bit of damage from Tania is going to go a long way. How many shots does he get to fire? Nade ahead of the play. Tania good for one. Ooh, swing and a miss for Zaiwu.
Careful. Honestly, fair to pull back in this position, but they've got 30 seconds. The plan's been abandoned. Vitality just have to mid-round it into a heavy setup on this top site. Rob's a massive kill, but donk is still here, still ready to fight back. Kick up a fuss, damage done. Zontics can't finish what he started, but Shiro can.
This is far from comfortable for Vitality, right? You're scrambling to get a bomb down. Robs is trying to cover at 2 HP. A lot of ways this could get dicey. A lot of ways it could go wrong unless Mezzi comes through with that. Now you'd like to think it's a safer round. Zontics will catch him. Can you read the Mezzi reposition? This guy's been ice cold in the 1v1s and he's not stopping.
Dude, Mezzi clutches today. Showing up in spades while multiple 1vx's back on Anubis. And that is not a favored clutch either. So it doesn't feel lower health. Trapped. Able to shoot his way out of the kill box. And a really nice try for Team Spirit on a force buy, but now it's just down to pistols. While, you know, back on Anubis, we saw some really well-called rounds from Magix on a macro level, getting some good stacks in place, some man advantages, even in lost rounds, right? Vitality going into stacks and winning them. But Nuke is going to be a lot more spread out. Going to have to really trust all 5 individuals on the CT side.
It's also just a map where like all your protocols get tested, they're going to get pushed to their very limits, and that's where you do think about the lack of reps in officials for Team Spirit on this map. You know, Vitality aren't about to come out here and make this CT side easy for you. That is for certain. There's going to be some trickery, there's going to be some fakes. They're going to try and pull you around the map and make you feel very uncomfortable. And you'd like to think no issues here. Apex was meant to get that second kill, but the bomb's walking out through the hut. Right as Spirit move in lobby side. Now hear these footsteps. The lead's got a fast flank ready to get active. You don't know about this second player in the lobby. Robs went back to check for it, but Magic's on a forward timing. Pressure still on. Donk now arrives, heaven side. Mezzi keeps eyes on. He got a whiff of Donk playing through that smoke. Knows better than to just commit to the bomb plant till his teammates have his back. And so no issues. Mezzi bringing a great deal of stability to this Vitality squad.
Yeah, much needed here for Vitality, right? A team that's just been a bit up and down as of late and haven't had that same bite to them. Some of their stars going a little bit quiet. Rob's having some struggling form at times. So much needed.
Nice.
The floor is raised. That round was a couple of shots from going the wrong way. Vitality get onto their gun rounds now. Spirit with an AWP in the hut, and Flames has seen this. It just gets, no way you're going to squeeze this. Just take the kill, man.
Seeing what else he can get.
Oh.
Didn't want anyone else to die for that, but still rewarded for the discipline. Just throws all the timings off on that A-hold in this first rifle round for Spirit. Starts with a disaster.
I would love to hear the comms of that round for Vitality. Flames like, I've got one, get ready, get ready, get ready. Let him get way too close. But Flames nails those 2 opening kills. Worth wait. Very atypical start to your gun round. Your AWP lost like that. Vitality, no complaints. 4-0 start on the T side. They don't even want the AWP. More than fine running rifles.
Terrorists win.
look how close Shiro gets.
I mean, it has been such a treat, the form that we've had at Amezi in this series. And now as you're eyeballing Nuke, you're hoping that this is where, you know, with ZywOo kind of finding his form, finding his confidence at the tail end of Anubis, you're going to get a lot more mileage out of him. Flames has already had some cheeky maneuvers to get this game going. There's some very positive signs here for Vitality in these opening stretch of rounds. Mezi kind of being the glue that's held it all together. With that save, Spirit still have guns to work with here, so not out of the woods yet if you're Vitality. Trying to charge down Donk out in the yard. Lets him get involved early. Even cognizant of that boost, think he caught a bit of an eyeball of it earlier, so very aware the tricks Vitality might look to employ to get rid of him.
They can kind of confidently call their knockdown secret as well, so I'm still looking for fights outside. Takes his dispatch for B. Shiro on rotation. Vitality tempted an upper again. Got nades on the roof for Mezi, but not many of them. Really trying to force a kill, nothing getting handed, and with this control, Vitality go astray outside. Donk backed up, waiting. Punishes a second. No, surely not. A third for Donk from this given position. 30 seconds now for Vitality to do the impossible. They've got to go get that bomb. ZywOo loses outside control, and it might just be an elongated save here for Team Vitality.
Yeah, don't think you love this. You know, it was Spirit coming into this on the back of a save, kind of cobbling together a buy around it. They're working with limitations, but that's the effect of Donk, right? That's what he brings to the table. 3 kills from him out towards the yard, and jobs are good. And
it's like Vitality kind of wanted the fight, though, right? They didn't do the deep smokes outside. They only did one of them. They allowed engagements to go down. They didn't cross anyone's secret for pressure. So, hey, swing of the king, better not miss. Donk does his job. And then some in the yard. Spirit on the board. It's a strong start to the game for Vitality, but will they let Spirit in early? Is the question here.
It's no secret that for Spirit, they were massively helped over the line by the Tania game we got to see on Anubis. Donk's had a number of strong starts. As we get things going here on Nuke, it's got to be team-wide. Because Donk might have been given fights in that last round. I think Vitality have learned from that mistake. No longer wanting to pressure him out in the yard. They throw down this wall of smokes to try and bring themselves into the garage.
Oh, he hears that, though. Looking for his prey.
Can't afford to be lax in the trades here, right? If you give Donk 2 1v1s, that's a recipe for disaster.
Shiro is ready to assist as well, but this pressure outside, Vitality know it goes both ways, so they've actually taken space elsewhere. Shiro tries to cover Donk, they walk out right below him. Pops a kill on ramp to make matters worse, but there is that 1v1 that Donk gets given over. It's Mezi they've got to worry about, and he needs to get going. Shiro walks in, only damage, unconverted. Donk does die, and Garage follows up. Mezi gets given room up the ladder, and last position, no, but they're gonna fight together. So Vitality, it is strung out, but it is well communicated. They bait Spirit into the trap that is Garage, and take back room on ramp. Really nice round. got so much of Spirit's attention. Force that rotation player back up, and then use Zontix started Secret. Well called here for Vitality.
And so again, you kind of have Spirit pushed to the end of their tether, right? Money on the line. A chance just to begin that streak anew. Break on the smoke, but it's nothing for Shiro. Misses that shot, Porte down low. Nade gonna find him, good util there. Punish the orb out in the yard, and they don't hang about, do they? Quick to react. They try and play into this top site split. Things pan out initially. ZywOo and Mezian with kills. Tania can't change that. And Zontix left in a tricky 1v2. Begins his rotation. Doesn't look to commit to a fight up through heaven. Now, money is on the line. He's going to hang around here, see if anything gets given up. Any type of a tell. Any player a little too far off their mark, and suddenly the clutch is on. Vitality have an ace up their sleeve, a trick in their pocket. Mezzi still alive here. Get on that swing, it's Apex this time to bail them out. The captain of Vitality not letting Zontix have the room to maneuver in that clutch.
Yeah, Zontix trying to play it smart there, reading the repeat from backside. It was well played, but Apex does not let him get away with any tricks here in this post plant. Important trade to keep the good times rolling for Vitality and start some seriously bad times for Spirit. That was all the money gone. Nice execute for Vitality, just ready to jump on this heaven position with that smoke. They're making life uncomfortable for Shiro in this T side. It's going to get worse. Pace behind this top side, just charging out the door. One man holds on, the rest go down the vent. And so chaos ensues all over the map. Spirit can't get a grip on this eco round.
Certainly seeing some of the ring rust for Spirit, as they have largely been at the beck and call of Vitality on this CT side. That's a great shot for Shiro. But he's going to need 3 more just like that. Backstab closing in. You're telling yourselves it's only a matter of time till ZywOo removes this threat. Again, a little shaky for ZywOo ramp side, and suddenly you really need this kill to come in. Feels like he's got to pull the util, but Shiro's gotten away from it. Rops watches this bomb. Oh, you really need ZywOo, but he just misses the opportunity. Rops has the clutch, leaves it to chance. Time's on his side, and there's no winning this for Shiro.
Oh God, it's terrifying. Every one of these rounds coming down to wires, but Vitality picking it up. Doesn't matter how you get there, just matters that you do. And Rops does it, a huge resurgence in this T side from what was a very slow start to the series, and he's had a couple of poor maps here at Paris. So great to see Rops able to win in positions that you'd expect him to.
Thank you, bro.
It's scary down on that side. A vent dive against pistols. I mean, Vitality, they've been cooking on this map. They've got some cool moves already. This A split with the wall smokes outside. Vitality making a lot of set plays. And so no surprise that Spirit are getting caught off guard a little bit on this CT side. Not getting the typical, donk back in CT spawn, just multi-killing. That's the one round Spirit have.
I think if you're Vitality, you just don't want to slow down. You want to make a bit of a statement here, right? Because you kind of want to be able to look at Spirit and say, look, man, you guys had a punish pick. Well, we've got one too. And look at how decisive ours was. We were never worried. Victory was certain.
It's feeling that way right now. It's the Spirit's best chance to change that. Zontix alone on ramp, might just get popped through the smoke. Here they go.
Nuke CT, just such a punishing map if anyone feels uncomfortable. Apex towing an awkward line out in the yard as he gets sandwiched. Zontix gonna hold on to the ramp room. Gives up the space, sure, but in a 5-on-3, And with him still watching the spillover down towards lower, Spirit are fine with this.
It's feeling like the kind of game where Vitality can absolutely win a round like this. Spirit are strung out, they have limited utility. Again, Zontix is going to need to perform in his position. He's picked a strong one. He's staying active as well, so confirming the rest of Spirit can root their feet in place, hold their positions down, and Vitality get funneled into donk.
And he's not playing this for a jiggle. Donk's here for the long haul, out in the open. Wide angle, and that's why. Takes 3 players to trade out donk. Mezzi caught on the ladder. And so again, a bit of a response from Team Spirit. Vitality have been the guys going on these streaks. You haven't had Spirit with back-to-back rounds yet. They've got to change that soon if they do want to recover on this CT side. This is really where it's got to begin.
Yeah, banging for a 5-round half on CT Nuke. Not exactly comfortable here for Team Spirit. A more reassuring round where everyone is dependable. They don't overplay their hand in the advantage either. Oh, back for more. Flames out ramp, double setup. They read this one well. Shiro with support. Zontix gets a double, and that is a shutdown on ramp. That's Vitality calling from the front. A confident play. He gets stifled. Now suddenly those 5 rounds aren't feeling too impossible.
Also just been a series of set plays from Vitality that have worked out quite nicely.
I think after seeing Zontix in that setup last round, him just dropping down after contact, you felt like you were going to get more of that, but Shiro starting in this position helped out massively. Choosing not to AWP on this CT side worth noting. He keeps having money for it and not going for it. So after that one round where he got punished in Garage, just going on the rifle, I think he's realizing how mobile he needs to be on rotation because Vitality are keeping you guessing.
Vitality have won one of these low econ rounds in the series already, so you're willing to give them a bit of respect here. As they go out in the yard, they have donk to deal with, and that has not been easy on this T side. Donk with a shooting gallery. ZywOo has made it past him on a good timing for this main split. Door open, ZywOo plays. Ooh, will convert his, but now left in this all alone. Gets surrounded. As a Team Spirit looking for a recovery on this CT half. See, the Vitality are aware how the game has changed. From 7-1 up, you do not want to feel like you've given Spirit a second chance.
And the worst part about that is I don't even mind the rounds Vitality did, but it came off the back of just ramp pops, right? Going through the smoke, getting aggressive, and either getting mauled or just that round where Zontix gets one and Spirit fall back. Vitality were doing really nice set plays outside, smoke walls, making Spirit uncomfortable. They put it a bit down to chance here in those last couple of ramp plays. And I'm not massively worried for the map, but it has certainly let Spirit in. Only time will tell if that's a decision that they will come to regret. Can they top it all off here at the end of their T side with one more round?
No one yard off the rib for Vitality. Lobby focused round.
Yeah, hits were nice, weren't they? Shiro still rotating ramp. They don't believe it, not convinced as Vitality go down vent. It's a block in the smoke. Tanindo knows something's up, he just doesn't know what. Apex makes it in. Ramp aggressive, Shiro shuts it down. And so the path to B, to meet up with these two down vent, is closed. And I don't know if Spirit realize how much has gone down in that smoke. A couple of players have slipped by, but the bomb cannot join them. This is now a very awkward position for Apex to call them out of.
was left wondering, you know, you still have this smoke on Mezzi. Do you try and bring the bomb down the vent? It's a pretty awkward decision right now that's Vitality are having to make. Apex feel like he wants to try and come back up, but you see Tania here, and that should put fear in you. They try and sink back up on the top site, but Spirit are more than ready for it. No issues there. Door slam shot on what could have been a runaway T-half. Instead, Spirit answer with 4 in a row.
4 decisive rounds of that. Vitality not getting more than 2 kills in one of those rounds. So Spirit really woken up, at least in this game, opening up the possibility of a 2-0. That would be shocking, just when you consider everything hanging in the balance. The club championship for Vitality, the open side of the bracket now with Falcons gone. They're head-to-head between these two teams. And what's waiting here in Paris in the Accor Arena? So much to play for Vitality. Pressure is mounting now as Spirit come back on their CT side.
I mean, whenever you kind of think historically, it has often been a bit of a struggle for big favorites, big squads to win in front of home crowds. Hell, Vitality kind of the one team that got to do it at the major in Paris. But even thinking towards the other side of the bracket, you look at like a Furia with Fallen. It's always been a goal he was chasing, got locked out of doing so by this Vitality at Rio this year. You know, you think about even the Budapest major, Torshi trying to make his play happen there and get shut out. The crowd's actually chanting against him at the end of that one. It adds a certain layer of pressure. You know, it's a team that won everything and won everything in a fashion that you haven't seen before on this side of Vitality, but chances like this to kind of reignite the spark in front of your crowd, there is a lot of responsibility and pressure on their shoulders in every one of these playoff games.
Absolutely, and the competition, the field of it, a lot stronger in Paris this time around. That much is safe to say. This time Gamer Legion didn't make it past the round of 60. At the same time, there's a Vitality who, like you just said, they've won everything, Harry. They have dealt with the pressure, they've dealt with the comebacks, they've been in grand finals down and still recovered. So you'd like to think this is just another day in the office for them. I'm enjoying the team effort we're getting out of Team Spirit today though, right? Across the board, everyone has had their moments in this series.
Considering the big question coming in, right, wasn't on Donk, it was on the rest of them. Yeah, I think you're over the moon with the mileage you've been getting. I think there were worries in the first half of Anubis, right? It felt like it had to be the Donk show on a CT side, but then they end up kind of leveling out. Magic starting to find some success. The early signs of the live wire that would go on to beat Tania. And boy, did he make his presence known in that second half. The reason that they went on to close that map.
I think Magic's actually, really proven himself in such a short amount of time as a leader. Sure, there's definitely been downfalls for Spirit, but calling their way through extremely difficult games. I just look back to the Cologne Major, albeit a loss, but think about that G2 match and the ups and downs of it. Moments away from elimination, able to maintain composure.
Yeah, and for a guy who, at Spirit are always going to say, oh, well, we knew Boris, we knew Magic's had the potential in him for this, but it's always a gamble, right? Think about the amount of times you've seen someone who is a bit of a second voice in a team given the reins and it doesn't pan out, right? And it doesn't work, and you have to actually look further afield. The thing that's so legit about that Magic's run is, he does it all coachless.
Yeah.
In his kind of debut year as the captain of this Spirit squad. No, it is very, very impressive. And it shows he definitely has the marbles. He is cut from the cloth of captains.
But we're back live. Vitality, a strong start, fizzled out come the end of the first half of Nuke. And now a Spirit searching for a 2-0. Looking to defeat Vitality on home soil here in the playoffs of EWC.
That's their goal for Vitality. It's about surviving Nuke, getting onto Mirage, and trying to get back to their winning ways. The topside exec from Vitality and their pistol. Awkward for Robs on the quick switch. Apex has been quiet here on Nuke. With these dual Berettas, gets nothing done. It's Zaiwu arriving heavenside that proves to be the remedy. And he closes it, seals it with a kiss from Zaiwu. That's both pistols now. And Vitality are off to the races. Chance to close in on that finish line.
Yeah, it felt like that was the difference maker on the first map. Not having either of them converted by Spirit for the most part. And now Vitality both in the bag. Should get easier from here. No force buy. Donk, Eagle Armor, everyone else sitting back and waiting.
Well, Donk's got one fight in his mind. And it is a fight he is but pixels away from getting. And Flames plays over these stairs.
It shows Apex has the cross, so there's no reason for Flames to peek as long as his patience is there.
Curiosity is a funny thing though, isn't it? There will be that voice in the back of his head telling him to take a peek on over. Just a tag from Donk.
Lucky to be alive, I'd say. But no real fear in this round for Vitality past that point. Eagle roams outside. Tight lines for Vitality with 30 seconds. Is he in position to stop this? He's going to get the warning sign. Apex sees a bunch of bodies in the yard. Getting a bomb plant is a tough ask here for Spirit, and so one by one they get shredded. Mezzi finish this with the SMG. Donk extracts maximum value from this round. He still can't get more than one. Team Vitality converts.
And again, you're instantly kind of getting that tight-knit feel of the beginning of that first half out of Vitality, where everything's a crossfire. There's contingency plans in place across the board. Setups are very, very mobile. You're not overcommitted. You're fluid. Everything's flowing. Started as a play to deny the outside rush, and then so quickly becomes a triple crossfire out towards A, so no worries. Up against these ecos. How will they fare against the gun round, as Spirit might look to go pretty fast and direct here.
Lurk smoke. Vitality think this is just a fake out as smokes go yard. Spirit have their sights set, and that rotation comes in. A weakened bomb site. And Apex, who might need to rotate as he sees nothing outside. And here comes the execute to announce.
Oh, Mezzi blind. Flames doesn't get a chance to play. Break on the smoke, and Zontix hits them with a gnarly little 180. Shiro back lobby side does get overran, but it shouldn't be a worry for Team Spirit. 4v2, bomb planted.
Hey, I mean, it worked perfectly. They pulled Vitality out of position exactly like they wanted to. Smokes go outside with a vent smoke. Flames goes into the vent to not only block that, but also be on guard to rotate quick lower. And so Spirit get their entries, they get their bomb plant, they get in position to find a sixth. Are we really considering this? No kid on Robs in heavens. Zaiwu out of position. Hello.
I mean, we're all impressed with that.
Playing great. One more for Spirit before all is said and done. A well-called execute here with a double entry from Zontix. Love that Spirit blow their own smoke up as well in the vent, making sure no one is doing exactly what Flames is up to. Money on the line. Both teams susceptible.
Zawu brings out his AWP, starting ramp. That frees up an extra player to go and roam elsewhere. As for Spirit, once again fixated on this top site. No one out towards the yard. So are they really just going to run it back? Molly in, displaces Flames, puts him in position for a double. Mitzi gone, that's a hell of a pickup for Magix, but there's a third man here.
Molly.
It's Apex trying to play the fly in the ointment. Waiting at the back of the bomb site, the captain has this whole round on his shoulders, gets the first. Spirit come knocking on his door, they're closing in for this. Flash goes out, Apex goes down.
Zawu in Paris, been here before.
And you hear that orb go off. Is it Zawu that heralds the end? Drop down in towards lower, trying to get ahead of this, but Shiro has outsmarted him. We'll have a bomb to work with. And now Zawu on the clock.
Shiro reposition, reclearing, reclaiming territory. Zawu announcing presence. He's got the kid to work with. This is coming down to the shot. Is Zawu quick enough right now? Looking for a reaction. Shiro's not biting. Zawu makes more steps in this site. Smoke is going to cause a reaction here from Shiro. Nate goes onto it. Zawu looks for the fight. Shiro doesn't bite. He fakes him out and hits the headshot. Zawu down. Spirit back with another round.
These clutch rounds that were so constantly coming up in Vitality's favor, now going against them. Spirit are closing in. Money gone for Vitality. Spirit with a chance to make this a very nerve-wracking game if it wasn't already.
We also just saw in that round, Tania outwork Rops outside. I mean, these are not things we're used to seeing from either of these players. Felt like the swing kill that put Spirit in position to win that round. And despite Zawu's best efforts, they do. A 9-5 lead into a game that is about to get very close. That's something though. Robs, can he get away? Can't get the gun, but can keep the advantage here for Vitality.
You just got to be slippery, right? If you're able to keep this advantage, feel like you can work some magic with the pistols, because gaps are going to start to appear in the default for Team Spirit. It's a gap that Messi and Flames just might come looking for.
Might be USPs, but 2 is better than 1. And it could get overlooked here by Spirit as they walk into this scout.
Even having Rops just down on ramp, confirming that there's no push on the back of it. It's a louder stack for Vitality in at the top site.
Tania's luck is everything in this round. He's going to need to play.
Zawu can't close on him. Missed shot from the Apex scout, and
they've missed it.
Vitality getting a bit of a misread on how this round's panning out. They abandon the A stack. They commit to the lobby lurk. They put all their resources into chasing down Tania. Apex arriving, Heaven's side, gone right away.
I mean, Spirit just pulled the wool over Vitality's eyes there. I know it's an eco, but that felt like Vitality could have hit good timings. They had 2 in hut, they had Apex scope door. Tania's presence is so much pressure that Vitality goes searching for him. They miss all those timings. Spirit walk into the empty bomb site. Think about that, what it would have been. Apex Heaven Scout and 2 pistols hot. That's a scary round for Spirit. But instead they get out unscathed. Really liking what Tanir is giving us in this series today, and it's backing up Donk's firepower. Another mid-round closed out here by Spirit. And a round difference between them and Team Vitality.
Terrorists win.
This one will cost a couple.
Well, if Vitality want to hold on to this lead, if they want to maintain a degree of comfort on their map pick, they need this round. Orb for Zaiwu, no kits in play. You want to try and win this one decisively. Don't leave it to a retake.
And you can say there's a couple maps here in Paris where Zaiwu hasn't really been there, where he could have made the difference and he didn't. I don't think you can say that about this one. Sure, a missed 1v1, but he's been performing in the last 3 halves.
That's where you've got to look at the numbers that Tanir is putting up and say, look, it's giving Spirit a bit of an edge. They have 2 guys that on a whim, on a moment's notice, have been able to recover these rounds.
Down to these anchors of Vitality to show up now late in this game. Just saw the Messi hadn't got a kill in 8 rounds. Well, now would be the time.
Went from being the glue holding this whole thing together to now called into question. You only remember the end result. And so we need Messi to put up numbers if Vitality are to survive the night.
How much pressure can Donk really do on his own? He's got 44 health, lurking alone in this position. And Spirit again trying to walk right by. They could go down vent, they could meet him here. Donk's clearing it out as we speak. 20 seconds, uncertainty for Team Spirit, but they set their sights down this hole.
Oh, knife was pulled for Magix. That's the bomb as well. Flames
gotta go.
Gets that out of their hand. If Spirit do want to go for this, they've got to get past him right now.
Wow.
Flames lines them up. And if Apex even gets one, that's enough. The captain secures double digits for Vitality.
Oh, terrifying all across the round. Donk just cleared vent, but to come back up there and chase Magix as he falls in, that is a messy situation for Team Spirit. And no room for error with clock that low. That is a final timeout called here. Ali knows what that round means. Could be the spark that reignites Vitality. Huge shutdown for Flamesy. Second in command to Zaiwu right now.
At the end of that one, you're still kind of left with this impression that, in a sense, Vitality got lucky. They got lucky that it's the vent drop. They get lucky that there's so little time left. Magix isn't ready for it. Knife pulled and the bomb gets away from Spirit. But now you want to take one on real merit. And if you take this one, you break Spirit's money. Suddenly, you are in the commanding position. Donk dead as Apex finds him out in the yard. This Hail Mary from Team Spirit getting shut down all across the board. Pick up for Shiro, but there's layers to this defense. And they couldn't be more layered than this. Top to bottom, Zaiwu and Robs. 2 different angles of elevation. This is not an easy fight for Shiro. One that he never even gets a chance in.
What can you do? Zontix has to use his brain. Positional CS is the only way he can win this 1v2.
Don't have the health to long out a fight here. So if you're able to just remove one, strike one of these 2 off the tally, no one's ready for this on the side of Vitality. They're not leaving themselves open.
Love this rotate.
They haven't had eyes on Zontix in this entire round. And so they leave him to waste time looking for players that don't exist.
What a reposition. It is perfection.
They hear him scaling, they hear him grabbing that bomb, and now they know they've got him right where they want him. Rops and ZywOo outmaneuver, outbrain, and might just outrun Team Spirit on Nuke.
Yeah, it's been quite a sprint these last couple of rounds. Got to give it to Apex here. He has been struggling individually in this series, but that one kill on donk not only shuts down donk, it tells his entire team what Spirit are up to. Quick main drop denied. Get ready on that top site. And so Vitality pull all players into position, stopping Spirit dead in their tracks. The little pocket play from Spirit denied, leaves them with just pistols in this one. Oh, I like this. They're gonna go for the triple boost? Gotta get one more up here. Wait, that's nerfed, no? Haven't they patched this thing? No one in heaven anyway.
No worries here. Spirit just taking this as a chance to talk things over. Preparing for the rifle round ahead there. Last chance to try and get this streak going again on Nuke. Double setup. Reinforcements ready to help out Rob's ram side, but ZywOo did depart. Still, shouldn't be the end of the world here. Second player in store down at this B site, and Magix has no idea. Might just be found by Flames again.
So cheeky. This one's for Paris.
Playing with his food.
Showboating here in a quarterfinal. And they got the room to work with. 4 rounds for Vitality to close out this map. Take us to Mirage. There's still questions on this series. Vitality trying their best to give us some answers.
I've seen ZywOo on some passive lines with this orb, had a number of ramp starts with it. But here, yard side, AWP. And a Spirit that have largely overlooked this yard control in their T side. Well, they're ready to commit to it now. Couple of players here. You know you got to wait for these nades on the smoke. Apex with another, ready to try and set up ZywOo.
This could be it.
Break on that smoke. Nothing presents itself. ZywOo's got one of his own. But all these HEs come up short.
Can't walk into garage, you know someone's there, so donk must cross secret. Ramp pop denied by Rops, who's had a late resurgence in this series. 5v4, and you've lost lobby. It's seeming hopeless here for Team Spirit.
Yeah, you just had to give up so much for the map control you have. And Vitality have been so keen to explore, to try and find the gap. Rob's already set up down here at the B site. There's the spot. That's also the bomb scene. Info for Vitality. They will get past Robs. Donk holding on for event rotate, knocks Flames out of the picture. Now they don't know that Messi's made it past. But bomb plant is safe, and as he scrambles to try and stop it, Team Spirit catch Vitality a little off balance.
Oh wow, got to give it to Spirit there for still hanging on. Rob's maybe getting confident on B, but it opens up a world into that lower site. Spirit already had Donk with a lot of control, so he cuts rotates. Spirit refused to give up here. A difficult round, but one that has put Vitality in a threatening position. Whichever hero orb. Apex with a rifle. We're just trying to end this game.
It feels like this kind of whole event is an attempt at being poetic from Vitality. They had a chance here in this quarterfinal to break the loss streak on Anubis, the frequent punish pick against them. They're trying to restart their surge of form in Paris. They were hoping that ZywOo, to really put pen to paper on that, could be the savior in this round, but that has not panned out. Lobby crunch gets denied.
I like this from Magic, so he hands off the hands off the bomb, and he's just going to hang out because there's still an orb dropped around. You don't want to give that over to Vitality on the save. You want to make sure you take every kill here.
And the moment Mezzi throws this nade, well, now they know where this last player is. And so just play to avoid. Play for distance. Donk out in the yard, ready for that swing. And now we're down to a one rifle game because it's an eco to follow for Vitality.
Well, you say that, but it's still a decision that Vitality have to make, right? They forced heavy by getting a rifle and an orb. It means they can't get an orb in this round, but they can consider a buy. And Vitality look like they want to go for it. They're buying, they're selling, they're certainly considering. This is a risky round. It's going to mean you have no orb in these last two rounds, unless you do something special. So Vitality are putting it all on the line. Was that risky investment worth it? It's left Apex with a Mag 7.
Hey, look, talk about the French trying to get poetic. That is his Mag, the Mag 7, Apex's kind of signature gun.
He's done some incredible stuff with it, no doubt, but come on, boys. Here we go. Vitality are all in. Ships in the middle of the table.
Never about ZywOo with the orb. What if it's about the captain sitting bottom of the board, bringing out a shotgun into the penultimate round?
Vitality want this to be the final round. This is the better of two buys. 2,400 loss certainly sets us up for a possible overtime. I think Spirit would expect an eco here. So they've got to be very careful as Vitality don't shy away from making plays. Flamesy in the door. Spirit smokes outside, not scaling. Vitality at the minute mark. Feel like they've stalled them enough. Spirit setting up for this execute.
Ready to split in towards this top side. 3 strong here for Vitality, but ZywOo gone right away. Mezzi has dropped that bomb out towards the hut, but the rotates are getting cut down. And Mezzi's put in a very tricky position. Bomb to play around.
Is Apex going to do something ridiculous?
Mag 7 on the ladder. Apex shut down, doesn't get to fire a bullet. And now Mezzi, they're all coming his way. Line up at the door. Shiro and Zontix reel that one in.
There's a team kill in there. There's some low players. There's ways it can go wrong. But Spirit are still here. This quarterfinal could still be finished on Nuke if they get their way. Donk found the pivotal player. Wins that headshot to ZywOo. And even with the bomb loose, Spirit able to squeak that round over the line. We now have a chaotic force buy. That or overtime here for Vitality. Bomb forgotten for Spirit. They're looking like they want to set up for a quick hit. They tried the run boost onto main, denied. Missed it, and you can't mess around forever as Spirit are right here. The Barbarians at the gate.
And try that run boost again.
Ooh.
But there's only so many times you can fumble it before you've just got to ride it off. And look at what it's done. It's left 3 players getting bullied by Util out towards main for Vitality.
Wish you had that run boost, because look at this reset right now for Spirit. After showing 3 nades in lobby, they're going back to yard control. Do not have that Joker in the pack on the T roof.
Would have just been such a powerful position, because you're really going to struggle to do anything about yard with these smokes down, with the buy you have.
Spirit can just cross, and I think if they do, we're looking at overtime here. Vitality won't want to over-rotate with what little they have. There's no kit in this round. The smokes start to fade, and so Spirit plunge in a new wave. These are good fights for Spirit, and Vitality don't have the weaponry for it. The worry is the clock. 40 seconds here. Vitality's MP9s on crossfires could certainly be threatening when Spirit start running.
Yeah, it's all well and good controlling all these roads, but eventually you've got to take one somewhere, and so it's the scale up towards Heaven. Looking to end their round in with the A play.
Ooh.
Heaven control conceded. They'll try and trade it back, looking for lobby. Mezzy with eyes on. That Deagle doesn't answer the call. ZywOo with one back. Apex trying to help. Donk's got his number. And Spirit overtime is right there. They've just got to reach out and grab it. 1 man left to turn the tide, and Rops is not in a fighting position. Team Spirit, months since we've seen them play on new glass, largely gotten away with not having a showcase nuke this year. And overtime is just a kill away. Rops gone, Spirit lock it in. They want to end this in 2.
Both these last 2 rounds were on the edge of a knife. They could have slipped, and Spirit could have got split in either of them. They come down to seconds difference, but Spirit still steal them away. Risky financial decisions for Team Vitality in these last 3 rounds do come back to cost them. And Team Spirit, who are all the way down in this map, have forced overtime.
And I like that in the comms you don't hear any crazy celebration. Spirit well aware this game is not yet over. There's still a lot more to do.
This run boost is hard, but it is viable. Vitality trying to pull out a trick. Oh, Apex getting caught off guard. Team Spirit were 9-5 down in this map of Nuke.
Shiro hunting on this AWP. Gonna have to hit a flick. ZywOo, both of them miss. Wow. It's Flames to play next. They know they've got Apex trapped out behind Unbreakable. ZywOo arrives to alleviate the pressure put on his captain. And there's another from ZywOo. Spots this 3rd player. Needs to hit this one, and ZywOo does not forgive. Might have lost track of Zontix in this round. Snuck down the vent after the entry out in the top site. But with bomb dropped over at main and this defense split up, time is the enemy of Zontix here.
This time he can grab a 1-for-1, right? They're split up. ZywOo is in a deadly position, and Zontix just needs to get his gun out. 18 seconds to backstab ZywOo, but not to be. Eyes in the back of his head. 4 frags for ZywOo. 3 massive AWP shots outside. That was Spirit finding their entries. Still not able to get it over the line. Relentless for ZywOo. I'm so glad to see him performing here in this game today with some of the shaky moments we had inside of that group stage. Even against FaZe yesterday, that does too. Sure, Vitality won it, but they could have stomped it.
Timeout for Team Spirit. You don't want to drag this all the way back, only to cool off in OT. Feeling like you've exerted yourself, you put a lot on the line in this map. You've really laid it all out there, and so you don't want it to be for nothing. He's taking a page from his FaZe and Mao's roots, donning the org. When times get tough, that used to be a classic back on those rosters. Bring it out. Ramp side, it's very, very viable. Catch for Donk out in the yard. It's Apex on the receiving end of it. He's been locked in a cage with Donk in a lot of this game. And needless to say, Donk's been the guy coming out on top.
That's the org angle right there. ZywOo kicking up a fuss, but Rops once more. He's not going to retreat off of ramp, not for free. You've got to force him off this position. That grenade is lovely. 4v4, and Rops re-establishes this control. Pushes the boat out. Donk left to lower with no targets to find. Bomb's going to have to come join him. And again, Spirit are looking at a round that's going to come down to the clock. A very, very late play. Flames, he still has this outside cross as well.
And these plays to the clock, man, that they've given and taken from Team Spirit, and you don't really know which, right? It leaves everything on a very, very thin margin. You've got to catch good timings. You've got to get your openers. If you don't, this round gets away from you.
So what's this? Is Donk faking? Because he's not in a position to come up the vent right now.
He's out of the
picture. Make it down B.
Donk does not get to play in this round. Vitality are not budging. Backstab for Magix, gets them unawares. Messi, eyes on, no worries, no problem.
Grenade.
Donk can't quite finish the job, and now is racing against the clock to try and get this, but there simply isn't time. Messi plays with his food, and then dines. Vitality with 2 in a row. Steamrolling through this first half of overtime.
Yeah, we said it a few rounds ago, we need these anchors to step up here for Vitality, because ZywOo is doing all he can to win these rounds. And what do we get? We get Rops reassuring on ramp. We get Mezzi, mow down in main, dropping the bomb, winning the round off of position. Beautiful play from Mezzi. He has been the rock across both of these maps for Team Vitality. Clutches on Anubis. And now showing up here at the end of Nuke. And that's what they want to make it at the end. 2 rounds from it. Got a full exec up here for Team Spirit.
And it was these little top hops that kind of got the T side going for Team Spirit. So maybe that's what they hope to go back to here. In their final T side round of overtime. The play that got all the intrigue going in the first place. Vitality playing a disrupt, flash into the lobby. Flames sent forward. Sacrificed on the altar of Donk.
Gotta go.
Tanir now. That next aggro piece coming in. ZywOo back at the site, but he gets sandwiched. They'll put Donk down. Rob's dead. And Apex sits alone at bottom of the board. The only player single digits in the server. 1v3. Not a round made for him to win. 3 players looking his way. No chance for the French captain. Spirit at least scraped by with 1 on this T-half.
Yeah, Vitality have had a lot of plays they wanted to make in this series across both maps. They do it again, right? They see those outside smokes, they try and force a kill in lobby, but when you force a kill and you don't get it, Donk will hunt you down. He will not let you get away with that aggression. Spirit pounce on that top site, and they had the flashes ready to go, so a perfect finish off of Donk's entry to get them 1 round on the T side. Has to be enough here. Need a clean sweep from Team Spirit to 2-0 this now.
And it's been a map that's skewed T-sided. Narrowly so, 7-5 halves from both squads. So Vitality don't mind the prospect here now that they're the ones on this T side. You saw ZywOo not donning that AWP in his T-half, brings it out now in overtime.
You said the same about Shiro in his defense. He pulled it out once, he got naded, he never did it again. Didn't like it. Vitality were pulling him all over the map, so now he just locks down the line here on ramp. Zontic's on the secret cross. And Donk just looking for fights. And if Vitality give him what he wants, it could be their biggest regret.
Lovely shot for Shiro.
Donk peeks in.
And so finally Apex gets 1 back. What if suddenly he goes on a tear, right? Donk's been kind of stifling his confidence in a lot of these yard fights while you finally deal with him. Now you get a follow-up. Apex hungry for even more. Shiro proves to be one step too far.
There's more outside and they know it. They saw ZywOo with the bomb earlier.
Tension sets in for Vitality because they're a little strung out here, but there's ground to be gained. 20 seconds left to make their play. Rops goes down the vent. Flames and ZywOo looking to join him. And nobody home for Team Spirit.
They are out of position, man. They're trying to re-clear lobby. Vitality are running amok. 10 seconds, they've pulled the wall, and now they're going to put the bomb down. Unless there's a smoke shot out of nowhere. Shiro picks Rops instead, aggressive. ZywOo will get that plant in, and now ZywOo and Flamesy in this 2v3 with the bomb at their feet.
Rotate's still very slow to arrive for Team Spirit. ZywOo had a bit of time to get comfortable here, pick his position, pick his angle. Orb in a post plant. ZywOo on home soil, gone right away. This is a Shiro round, 4 kills deep. Might just need the ace from Shiro. Gotta finish what he started, but the time's too low. And so Shiro needed all of them.
But it's still not enough.
Single kill, but none of the glory. Time decides it. Vitality now with multiple chances to close and make this a 3-map quarterfinal.
And that is a beautiful rotation for Robs. He opened up that round by coming down vent. He made a risky move. At times, a player who can feel extremely passive, but in the silence, in the 3v3, right down the vent, opens up that path for a plant. And Spirit out of position. You can get all the kills you want. You can't beat the clock. 2 chances yet again for Team Vitality here on Nuke. How many is enough? And this time they want the gut punch.
The duel of Apex v Donk looks to continue.
That is a fake, but it seems like Donk is wary of something. He's rotated down. He doesn't believe it. Sees Apex gets flashed into main, knows it's just a distraction. It's meant to draw his attention, but he is in the right place yet again. His team clear lobby early this time.
Speaks to his kind of brilliant individual tuition, doesn't it, Donk? Feeling like that's all a ruse.
I mean, Spirit know what's up right now. They've got the info. They've just re-cleared lobby. Wait. Oh, that was the chance. Donk still on this site versus ZywOo.
Look who else has joined him. Shiro, hero that last round. Ace in a lost gun round. Doesn't want to repeat that sinking feeling. Gets one back over ZywOo.
And you're stalled out here. There's nowhere to go for Vitality. You have no other map control. Robs is looking outside. He needs his kill, or this round is over. Back on, back off. Shiro shuts down one more. Bomb can pull back.
Shiro's just felt like an altogether different player across these last few rounds. Very aggressive, very in your face. Robs and Mezzi, the 2 closers for Vitality.
Look up.
But with Tanir in a strong position, this was never going to be easy. Rotates arrive, and Spirit close in on double overtime.
Okay, they don't make the same mistake twice, do Team Spirit. A little quicker to the punch here on this re-clear. And Donk in all the right positions, winning all the right fights. Apex is just having an absolute mare individually in this game. Sure, he's had a couple of rounds where his kills have carried heavy impact, yes. But for the most part, him being a guy taking early fights is not doing Vitality any favors. Hard to fight a guy half your age, especially when that guy is Donk. And so time and time again on Nuke, we're ready to write Spirit off, but they are still here. 9-5 down, looking for a second overtime.
No open sight for ZywOo. Speaks to maybe just a set piece here for Vitality. Something perhaps with a bit of pace behind it.
Remember, this was a 7-1 lead where Vitality were just doing brutal ace splits and yard control rounds. Maybe something out of the pocket here. Again, move yard side. Oh, he missed it entirely. That misinfo.
They just delivered Donk a nade. Smokes end up fading, and Donk gets brought down low in that skirmish. Not the guy you want shy of making plays in this final round of OT, but that's what happens. Oh, no, that nade! Oh, dear! Magic's code word gets said, the double agent comes online, he's just naded Donk out of the round!
Is that how it ends?
What do you do when Magic's is a Vitality fan? Robs goes even further! And Team Spirit have well and truly hit the iceberg! The ship is sinking! Vitality! It's not on their own merit here! It's with a bit of help from an old friend, an old foe! You cannot believe that is how this map ends. Flawless for Vitality, and this quarterfinal going the distance.
Lost for words. The worst way you can lose a game. That is going to require the ultimate reset. Team Vitality was a backbone of Team Spirit's run back at the Cologne Major. 6 games in the bag, all wins, and mostly clean for Team Spirit. Hell, they got their round in that quarterfinal against G2 alone, and now they got to take on Vitality, who have also been managing to dodge this map in the last couple of months as well. Safe to say this one's impossible to call come the finisher of this quarterfinal. Vitality with a lot to play for here in Paris, and Spirit, who are looking to make up for a bit of a fumble after a great comeback on Nuke.
Yeah, you know, one thing is for certain, this series, this entire quarterfinal has been neck and neck, right? Either team could have taken both maps, and so you're expecting Mirage to feel like much the same. It has been a nail-biter of a quarterfinal, and this one looking to get started with a bit of a B-pop out of Vitality. Convincing shutdown from Team Spirit. And with only Mezzi left, a world of hurt at this B-bomb site. Donk starts strong.
I think this is a Donk game right now. Get ready on the POV, because this is a Donk game. You can just tell from the way that he comes into this one with a point to prove. A fantastic series for Donk, a stunning event for him, and he starts off with 2 bangers in this pistol, able to change course onto Flames, who wraps the back of the site, and they lose track of Magic's in that smoke as well. Donk just runs in and gets it done here on Mirage.
Now Vitality have been down to play a little fast and loose with the 4 spies in this one, but not in the deciding map. No bomb plant, no force. So a bit more standard from Vitality. They're thinking, bringing out those guns in the next.
It's funny because when we look at, you know, the last year or the last 18 months of Vitality, we always wondered, like, you know, when will it end? Will it end? You know, we don't know when we're in the good times till they're already over. And maybe there's been questions this year about Vitality. We still don't know the answers, but to me, Donk's form is exactly that. Will this go on forever? Will he ever get stopped? 4 kills off that spray top mid. Donk makes it look easy. And so just enjoy every second that you get to watch this player play this game. There is truly no one like it. And I say that in Paris watching ZywOo. 2 absolute titans in different roles. And Donk here to silence this arena. Let's see if ZywOo will have that straight out mid for the Woo running amok, and I think Donk's got a bit of info on that cross, on that jump spot. The molly goes deep. Donk blind, swings for the kill. It takes Flames to trade him out, but he barely gets out of middle. 8-1 for Donk to kick off this 3rd map.
Vitality were hoping to react pretty quickly here. They've got good ground on Mezzi on this ramp push. Rob's gonna get his. One more player bound for CT. He'll even stop that spillover as well. No doubt that you've seen this uptick from Robs from the very slow start to this quarterfinal. I think we're quite at peak Robs yet, but maybe he's saved it all up for map 3. Woo, Apex, all right. I'll get the blood pumping. Little 180 turnaround on a Magic.
Sontics has struggled in these clutches, but this feels doable. We got low players all across the board.
And it's Rob's the guy trapped in at this bomb site. Can't afford to overplay his hand. One guy with HP. You almost want one of the low players facing first. Robs tries to swing out for a trade. Now it's getting real dicey. Zontics onto something great here. So it falls to Apex. Time is of the essence, and Zontics never gets to hop on it. Certainly gave it a damn good try. Vitality a run for their money, but time decides the outcome of that one.
And we had all 5 players of Vitality put up a clutch last map. Sontics has been in a lot of these doable 1v2s, 1v3s, difficult, yes. Still unable to come up with them. Definitely been a player under the microscope upon his return. His fair share of struggles, not putting it lightly. Donk, ever-present threat. The only window player who's not an AWPer. Vitality reset. No one in the site, but everyone nearby.
Blocked out by this Vitality util. 3 players coming through Palace. The big vulnerability is CT, but Team Spirit don't have anyone there. And so Vitality get multiple players across and into the bomb site. They do so entirely uncontested. Donk dead first at the hands of Zaiwu. Bomb now planted. CT control taken. You really want to try and get this back. Zontics and Magics will live up to their side of the bargain. And so now, you don't have anywhere left to play around this bomb. Apex even cleaned up on his lurk. It falls to Mezzi. MP7, not the gun for the job. And so Spirit just able to pick that one apart. The moment you give up on that CT control, it's a very claustrophobic, very tricky post-plant for Vitality.
Samir again just showing his brains in this series, right? He's had the brawn, no doubt about it, with some top performances across this game, but so aware that Apex could be lurking there in the middle. Waits so long, holding his flanking connector, tucked into that corner, and peaks at the right time. Comes crumbling down here for Vitality despite a 5v4 with Donk dead. And it's those rounds that reassure you of Spirit, where they can do it without him. So big pickup early, puts Vitality on a very weak eco.
I mean, let's not forget, it was Vitality and the VO who had the choice, right? The option for Dust 2 or Mirage.
And I know Dust 2 is good for them, Harry, but every single time Vitality plays Spirit, they second ban Dust 2. If Spirit don't pick it, they do exactly this. They get rid of it. Doesn't matter what the third is. They don't want to play Dust 2 against Spirit. Despite their record, what was it, 51-4 or something? They always banned it out against Spirit when they could. They respect Spirit on that map, even when they were at their all-time heights. And it's one of the 2 maps that Spirit have been able to take off Vitality prior to this series. So you understand why. It's still a dangerous decision. I'm with you all the way. Mirage has not been highly played for Vitality, but I think if you look at what they've shown us on Dust this tournament and on their T sides, it's been pretty woeful. Samir saw those nades. He knows what's coming.
He's heard the circus down here in bottom mid. He's seen the juggling. So there is just a shutdown.
Beautiful.
10 collapses upon Vitality. And Spirit building an early lead.
Donk doing acrobats right now, 10-2. Pulling out all the tricks. But yeah, I like that you bring it up, even though it was an option for Vitality, choosing not to take it.
I mean, yeah, we talked about the dominance in Vitality's head-to-head versus Spirit. It's clearly a big part as to why. But, you know, there's kind of two shaky maps in this veto as a whole for Vitality. It started with Anubis. Sure, they nearly won it, but nearly doesn't cut it. No one remembers the nearlies. So you really got to try and have some tricks up your sleeve here. It's another buy for Vitality, but to say it's lacking feels like an understatement. Minute 15 left, and they're down to just a collection of Molotovs and smokes. Might just be another set piece in towards A.
Yeah, Apex left on Tech9, 4 AKs. Just enough to get you in, but to close the round, it's going to have to come down to individuals here for Vitality. They have 1 XX worth of nades. This late lurk for Robs. Vitality lining everything up.
Say this as well, getting into A hasn't necessarily been the problem. It's what you do after that bomb is planted.
Oh, Donk in the open.
Tania taking first contact. For Donk, just an extra second to get out behind triple. And you feel like that second you bought is what might just tee you up to rip this one away. Donk on a tear. Another multi-kill round as Donk gets more and more aggressive.
13-2 now. I don't know if there's any stopping him. He comes chasing for that final player. And robs his tail between his legs as Team Spirit surge ahead, 5-1 lead. Incredible beginning to this game. I do love what Tania and Donk are doing side by side in all of these rounds, right? You said it's been easy to get into A. That's because Tanir's not really sat on default. He's not playing the boxes. It's not under balcony. It's him and Donk just swinging stairs and jungle together, coming out connector, just fighting tooth and nail. And these two have been the heavy hitters of Team Spirit today in this quarterfinal.
I mean, you think about the type of player they are, and sure, you know, we all know what Donk's capable of, but it's the two most aggressive pieces you have in the roster, right? Kind of able to operate on a bit of a similar wavelength. Know the fights that they want. Hell, they sit next to each other up there on the stage, right? There's a great degree of synergy here, and you're watching them play off of each other really, really well in the opening stages of this Mirage CT side.
Just two tanks knocking down houses, and would you believe me if I said coming into this map, Tania has the most frags in the series out of all 10 players. Besting Donk. So here we go. A new look Spirit and a slow start to Vitality. They were 7-1 up on Nuke and it still took 2 overtimes to close. Am I hearing that right?
I think you are. It's the usual Apex chant chorus.
They're trying to start him up, are they? I mean, he does his best work when the crowd's against him. Paris trying every trick in the book. And they make work this 4v5. Shiro with support.
All right, they get past Tania. First time you've seen him actually in a position dedicated to the site. They might just go against you. Because now with Shiro gone, CT becomes a bit of a problem. Donk trying to reel it in. Oh, that's a tap for Magix out of the short side.
What were you saying, Paris? Because Donk agrees. Bomb down, dead to Donk. FU indeed, 15-2 on Donk.
And right now, we're kind of seeing why donk throughout his whole career has just kind of fundamentally broken your understanding of Counter-Strike. It was something that from his very first outing, his very first event, thinking all the way back to Katowice, instantly you sat up and took note, because the idea is, you always told yourself, a team, a talented team that all play off of each other on the same wavelength, that's meant to be enough. But donk defies all of that by being just one player who can solo carry. One guy who is that one-man army. And so even now in a 3-on-5, sure, all these openers in for Vitality, but donk's still alive. The round is alive with it.
Okay, what's the read though? So at the end of the day, position does matter. Donk almost considered rotating B, he comes back. Magic's holding the line, bomb on the ramp. Donk and Zontix getting grouped on this A position. So even in a 5v3, Vitality cannot get ahead of himself because this bomb is on its own. It's on the back of Apex. Molly can come down. Zontix pre-fires it. That's bomb spotted at 50. Time to rotate, but unlikely. As Donk comes back, his teammate falls to Robs in Palace. And Robs lives to tell the tale. Surely all of this is enough. Bomb's out of there. Without a doubt, the right call. Team Spirit blocked by that con smoke should leave Vitality with a clean round. And that's one way to beat donk. Never face him.
Bomb has been planted.
Get worked on. 4 kills for Rops here. Patience pays off.
Just very reassuring to see Rops having these rounds where he's able to be the difference maker. Just a fleet of kills for Rops on this lurk. So much value out of one man over towards Palace. Not a vibe we were getting from him at the dawn of the quarters. But now topping the board for Vitality on map 3.
Where Vitality have to put the pedal to the metal, wake up on this T side, certainly not too late.
I mean, there's just a real air of stress and concern, right? Just looking at the numbers. Vitality on the back foot, Spirit pulling ahead with a pretty clean lead. You hope that that last round, a 5 alive round nonetheless, can be the start of something for Vitality. Because you don't want to go this far only to go out with a whimper.
Magic's very aggressive here. Flash will keep him back. donk and Tamir, the 2 A defenders, lead into Spirit's stack on the B side. Orb covers from Kitchen. Vitality only now renegotiating with ramp. A lot of angles to clear here before they make this site hit happen. This boost from Zontix can find players coming up connector, so Mezzi's got to be awfully careful. Oh, double, triple ding for Magic. Zontix even gets out of dodge, and into donk they may go.
Yeah, feeling like your hands are tied here. You've got to commit. Another catch for Zontix up on that boost. Flying around the smoke. Flames has bypassed donk. For how long? Donk goes over. Oh. Doesn't quite stop that bomb plant.
Expanding from spawn.
Flames and Rops throwing into a 2v4. But you look at where Rops sits on the leaderboard. Came into this one with a bit of a point to prove. This would be the time to do it. Vitality need this round. Put in an awkward position on the back of that Molotov, leaves him out in no man's land. Handed off to Flames. Shiro puts him down, reels him in. 2 kills deep on that clutch.
Oh, yeah, those are the rounds where, you know, Vitality kind of need them at this point. This game is getting out of control very quickly. A flash in the pan for Flames. Spirit, stop the kitchen from burning down. 7-2 now. Nice reboost on short as well. Getting 3 kills from this position.
Va? Nada.
So Vitality have money, but they don't have much else. It's been very tenuous out middle. Vitality never swinging. Scared of what could be here. Hoping they're default punishes, but Spirit haven't made any ultra-aggressive plays at the start of the round. They're fine to let this come down to the sub-minute mark before they make their move. All these defaulting players, be it top mid, be it under, back on ramp, none of them getting given kills. Vitality have to surge if they want something. Ready to block ramp at a moment's notice. Warp rotates. Because Magix has his smoke fade, but when it does fade, Shiro can come right back to this A site, and he's already begun to hustle. Donk getting back behind the A site, Winterneer by his side yet again. This is the 1-2 punch that has delivered Spirit their 7 rounds, and now they have an AWP to back them up.
The smoke here at least forces you in a bit of an uncomfortable setup. That's why you're glad that Shiro's been able to take this line. Winterneer dead first. Messi with openers and a miss from that Shiro AWP.
That's more like it.
Clean sweep of entries and a clean round for Vitality. Sure, Zontic's close by, but he knows there's no winning this. Out of position, 2v5. And a bomb site that you lost so quickly. Vitality could be anywhere. And they're everywhere.
Ooh.
Zontix does have a kit. Still hasn't moved a muscle.
Neither is Robs.
You know, at this point, nothing comes for free, so just hanging around, making sure no weirdness at the end of this round.
Yeah.
It's Vitality with a third.
A lot harder to do that in an arena, that's for sure. So Vitality's rounds, they come clean, don't they? 5 lives on this T side. Spirit's timeout just to try and squeeze as much as they can out of their defensive half. Because, okay, I'll offer some sanctity to Vitality. Spirit's T sides on this map, not always great. We've seen it let them down a lot. Donk's rip-roaring to get this game started, but can he continue that into a second half? Think back to, you know, the Bounty final against Mouse. Sure, it was a abnormality. We had Donk go missing for a couple of games, multiple maps and multiple playoff matches as well, and that felt, you know, out of the realm of possibility.
I mean, even the very first game here at EWC for Team Spirit, right, where they fell to GG How on this map, and that was what kind of began this whole worry around Team Spirit. Would they even make it to the playoffs? Well, it would be one hell of a full circle moment to take that L, take those worries, and turn it into a win over Vitality in the quarterfinals.
Worries can be removed by finding just another round here at the end of their CT side.
Yeah, and if Vitality do want to have hope, this feels like the all-important round. Chance to break Spirit's money, leave them with a force, leave them with nothing, and making it very easy to feel like you've at least recovered on this T side with 5.
It's quite a stack for Spirit. As we've said, there's not been much going on in the middle in this game, with the exception of that Zontic's reboost. Spirit haven't really been interested in mid in this CT side. It's not like Vitality's lurks out under if Apex and Robs have come to much fruition in this T side, so it's again going to be a heavy execute round with just Mezzi on a late move. I like the Vitality is switching up who lurks in these rounds. It means that Spirit can't necessarily play off the kill feed and say, hey, Robs is alive, what's your con?
And that's also what you're seeing Robs go out first in a lot of these moments, right? Not uncommon to see him challenging alone from Palace.
We have that in this one.
Try and re-clear ramp. Near and Zontix, double setup. Orb nearby to try and provide some cover. Near playing anti. Zontix turns away from that flashbang. Tania will get found on that charge from Flames. Cover in from Donk, connector side, and Zontix has just spammed drops completely out of play. This one falls apart, comes undone for Vitality as they waltz into the stack. And so that chance to break the Spirit bank accounts, that chance to recover on your T side out the window. This is now a dominant half for Spirit guaranteed.
They're even booing Apex's save here in Paris, so you know things are getting dire now for Team Vitality as Spirit build onto an 8th round. They sell to Nia, but boy is it worth it. Every penny here from Zontix and Donk in this A side. We're getting Zontix's best game yet in this series. I think at times he has been a bit of a liability. Not right now on Mirage, showing up when they need him. Looking to put on the most dominant opening half of this quarterfinal yet.
See on Zywoo's face in the camera, just looks a little bit crushed. He's 3-9.
Yeah, 2 of those are opening kills. Got them early in the game. It's been a minute.
2 Frenchmen want nothing more than to perform in front of their home crowd, and they just can't. Tania aggressive up in the top mid, full send, full push, right into Flames with a double. But there's 2 heads to this Hydra, and the second one is Donks. Keeps the advantage belonging to Team Spirit.
Info play, he saw him.
And he's got the bomb firmly under wraps.
What are we doing?
Donk picks up right where Tania left off.
I mean, they're just completely caught off guard there. That's Apex running around the corner without even considering that Donk, who was just in middle, would have found that bomb. Zywoo got run at by Tania top mid. Vitality getting made to look silly in these rounds, getting cut down one by one. And Shiro, confidence peak, at least gets the info, if not the kill. They've got him boxed. Back in middle.
And Messi knows there's no easy road to this one. There will be players close by. You've got to get past Donk, and that has been impossible, ending this first half 20 kills deep.
I remember seeing a stat a couple of months ago that Donk has more 20 kill first halves than he does 4 kills or less first halves. So this is just another day for Donk. But my God, on the most important map yet, the highest stakes, and looking for their first victory over this Team Vitality. It has been 18 months Robs has been in this roster. And Spirit have never been able to beat them.
There's 26 kills on all of Vitality. Donk almost matching the output of this entire team.
And Zywoo disappearing here in this third map after a fantastic nuke. After that comeback on Anubis that was spearheaded by his CTA WP.
This round really decides everything.
This is it.
Pistol, if you don't win it, Spirit are going to make a very, very quick and decisive close to this quarterfinal.
Robs doesn't know. Caught off completely as Zontix crosses in. A 5v4 fed to Team Spirit like they needed the help. It's right there for the taking. And as a gap opens, Tania takes it. Won't be able to get through window. Vent not broken, but it still puts him in position to punish in jungle. Donk by his side again. This Tania Donk show has been marvelous in this final map. Vitality is just 2 men against the world. The 2 Frenchmen up against Spirit.
Zywoo, here's the footsteps. That's a hell of a way to get the ball rolling. Donk dead first. But Zywoo's heroics can't come in the form of just 1 kills and then giving it up. Needs even more out of Zywoo. They chase him down. Messi arrives to help out. Low on HP. They're leaving it to Flames to take this next contact. 30 seconds left in this for Team Spirit. And the heavy hitters are out of play, out of the round. They get past Flames. Mezzi's had a massive amount of impact in clutches in this quarterfinal, but this is looking like one bridge too far, a shot away from certain death. And if Mezzi falls, with him, the hopes for Vitality in this quarterfinal. The lead feels too great for Spirit at that point. They swing him together, Mezzi put down, and Spirit making a surge towards those semis.
Just such an incredible series we've had here in the STC Arena. Team Spirit could have been ready to write them off. They lost Nuke in the most devastating fashion. A team kill onto their best player at the top of the server. But the reset into this third map has been remarkable. And Donk started up with a point to prove. He is ripping Vitality out of this playoff. And he is playing out of this world. It looks hopeless. Desperate. ZywOo on that fade falls off and only hits a tag. Feel like you needed the killing blow on Donk here, who's still on 28 health, up catwalk into 2.
Rob slow from that earlier skirmish with the Deagle. Anybody util could spell the end of his round. ZywOo's scout will not be able to help you here. It is just these two players and them alone. Rops, that nade, finishes the job. And so a save called as Vitality are coming to terms with it. This is not their quarter. And this is not where they look to have that resurgence in form after falling shy at the major.
Oh, brutal. Flash on ramp. Flames hunted down. They want everything. And they leave with nothing. A 5-7 in Kevlar as Team Spirit look for a 4 alive round. And Apex booed again on home soil. These guys just can't catch a break.
You must just have a sinking feeling in your stomach if you're Vitality. This is a team who sat on the throne of Counter-Strike for so long, people were getting bored of it, right? They had a run better than anyone else. Were the undeniable kings of Counter-Strike. The major called that into question. We're hoping they could reignite that spark heading into a new season. And I get to do it in front of a home crowd. Well, it all felt so promising. But on map 3, the wheels are off. Through that period of dominance out of Vitality, you never saw them get showing up in games like this. A ludicrously one-sided third map from a team that you would always give the respect to, that you would always bank on, never give up on. But here, that's starting to feel like the only option, because Team Spirit have been in full control over Mirage, and they are showing no signs of stopping.
And Team Spirit's captain, the Magician, he pulls his final act, a disappearing act. They call it ZywOo. 4-13. Gone in this quarterfinal. As Donk puts on his best game yet. Surging towards an MVP. Still trying to break records that he himself set. ZywOo, one final ditch attempt.
This is the only proper rifle round that Vitality will get the chance to play. This is where here. If they are going to put up the wall, it's got to be immediate. It's got to be impenetrable. You cannot make a single mistake. And that's the frustrating thing about a guy like Donk. Sometimes you don't even make mistakes. He's just faster. He's just better. Prying eyes with this AWP. Donk hits the tag, and that nade will spell disaster. Robs just gets away from it. But nothing feels sacred, nothing feels safe. Boost up here. Saw Team Spirit use this to great effect in that first half. Mezzy at least gets one from it. Zaiwu with just a tag.
Oh no, not like
this. This is a 3-on-5.
Just running at them.
Mezzy gets even more damage downrange. I mean, there's a bunch of wounded players here, and you've knocked out the big hitter in Donk, but you can't get ahead of yourselves. This is your tournament life on the line. You're staring down the barrel
No one's watching.
of a massive deficit of rounds.
Look at Tanier go. No one's home.
And Tanier's got all this room. One man short side will get the spot off. Mezzy knows the players made it out into his bomb site. Magic's dead out there in middle. There might still be a chance at more rounds for Vitality. Mezzy gone, overwhelmed. Apex up next, 3 kills deep in this game, and he's dead. This can't be how it comes undone. Team Spirit lay waste to Vitality and soar into the semi-finals.
Statement of a lifetime. 6 series over 18 months. Team Spirit barely made a dent. They couldn't touch this team. They